Here we go. You know what? I know. Sauce in the City is my favorite show. I know, yes. Brenda is my girl, don't you know?
I love that intro. Shout out to King Dave. Welcome to Sauce in the City Late Night Comedy Game Show, where me and my funny friends are bringing fun and games to your late night arena. That's right, I did say friends. So let's get right to it because my studio is busting at the seams. First up, we got our duo that happened into town together. I can't wait to hear this. Welcome, Damien, aka Dicky Wooka Wooka. No cussing in the intros.
Hey, the only reason why I'm on here today is because I always lose, and now I got a fucking teammate, and no one knew she was in Springfield next to me, so we're going to kick all your asses. You guys got to be ready for funny, because if you're not, I'm going to take your money, babies. Let's go. Come on, ready? Yeah.
Okay, so you wait. So you totally didn't hear me when I said no cussing in the intros.
That's my fault. My bad.
Yeah, no, you're $5, but welcome to the show. We'll collect that later. It is good to see the two of you hanging out together. This is awesome. And I'm just gonna tell you now, Nikki, I'm leaving it up to you because y'all don't want to be booted out the studio. And I will boot you to keep my peace. Everybody understand that? Right? I'm trying to show Jerry, oops, I let the cat out the bag, what the show is about. All right. So what do you think about the new guy, Trevor? Oops, there's another one.
Oh. Hey, I think that he sounds like a very talented individual, and I'm looking forward to see if he can take me down. I'm going to win this one, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm an egomaniac, and I only come on this show for the past 9 months, 3 days a week, is to destroy all of you. I'm Yoda.
Well, it definitely seems like the two of you are ready to help us to introduce our next contestant to the stream. So who's it gonna be?
Let's go with your boy Randy.
Yes, Randy Holton. He's gonna die just because he's been here forever. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Randy.
Hi, Randy Holton. All the way from Tampa, Florida. How goes it?
Doing pretty darn good, Brenda. Yes, indeed. Right here in Tampa, Florida. Coming up on hurricane season. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous, but with the power vested in Sauce in the City, it's going to be like it was last year, and your internet is going to hold out for the good, and your roof isn't going to blow off, and the tree is not going to hit your house. So we're going to go for a repeat.
Well, definitely the tree's not there anymore. It cost me $6,000, but it's gone.
Well, that is good, and it makes me feel a lot better. So, Randy, you seem like you're ready to help me to introduce the next contestant to the stream. So who will it be?
We got to go with some of the new folks. Jerry, he's a cartoonist, I guess.
Oh, he's a comic book creator. Hi, Jerry Rasco. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, Brenda.
Oh my God. How could I not? Shout out to Matt Timney, because when he says something, I certainly try my best to listen and put it together. So I am glad that you are here. And because the people tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond, at least over here, don't know you, just like I don't, tell us a little bit more about Jerry Rasco.
Real quick, as it says, I am a comic book artist, creator, and publisher. I have been working in the independent comic book field since the early 2000s, and that involves drawing comics, being part of the comic book convention circuit, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, what brought us here together is I have a self-published comic book. I was able to get issue 1 made and funded, and now we're working on issue 2, and that kind of caught your attention, my update on that, and here we are.
Absolutely. You know, the struggle is real. So, welcome to the show. And you are going to help me out tonight by being a regular person like me. So, I would love to test some of the games out on you, maybe 1 or 2, and really see what you think. Is that okay?
I love it. I love this idea. I'm excited about it. Let's roll.
Yay! So it seems like you're ready to help me introduce the next person to the stream.
I guess let's go with Trevor.
Trevor! I love a person who can remember. Hey, Trevor. Welcome
Howdy,
to the
y'all.
I love it. You speak my language. Howdy, y'all.
Nowhere near the South at all.
Me either. But since the people tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond, at least over here, have just met you just like me, tell us a little bit more about Trevor Scott.
Hi, y'all. I'm Trevor. I'm a stand-up comic coming to you by way of Cleveland, Ohio. I play all over. I got gigs coming up in Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan in the next few weeks. So follow me on social medias to come out. And I just kind of just talk about my life, things I've overcame, and you know, I do it in a funny, likable way, it seems. So we'll see if that's true tonight. And also, hey, Dickie. Yeah, Dickie, I'm talking to you. This is my crown tonight, brother. Let's go.
Well, welcome to the show. We are totally so happy to have you. And we get to ask all newbies that are on our show, what is your favorite game show or competition series?
Ooh, of all time, let's just keep it nice and simple. I'm a big Bob Barker Price is Right. Yeah, tell you this.
He answered correct, y'all. He said Bob Barker's Price is Right. And you are right on it. Drew Carey is okay, but I'm totally a Bob Barker kind of girl. So
Yeah, and
He's got nice eyebrows.
welcome to the show.
And Drew Carey's from Cleveland, so for me to say Bob Barker, and any man who can beat the shit out of Adam Sandler, I mean, we're in.
All right. Again, no cursing in the intros. I'm gonna just try to keep repeating that. I'm gonna try. All right. So it sounds like you are ready to help us introduce our next contestant to the stream.
Yeah, I'd love to help welcome in Joey Lee.
Joey Lee.
Hello, it's the Unknown Comic. And tonight, I'm not going to be on, but I want to introduce the next, the new, the best guy who does voice impersonations. The next Rich Little, Joey Lee. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Nice to see you, Trevor. You're a ginger.
Well, Joey Lee, welcome back to the stream. It's always good to see you. I mean, UC is okay, but I'm glad that you decided to join us for this episode because there is nothing like classic Joey Lee. I love it.
I do too. And Trevor and I, we helped each other get to know. He came to Columbus, and I introduced him to some people, and he introduced me to people in Cleveland. So he's been a very great friend of mine. I really appreciate him. And good to see you, Trevor. especially in good health.
Hey, absolutely. I know what I brought you to the screen for before, Jerry, because I didn't get to ask you what is your favorite game show or competition series?
I'd probably go back to my childhood, and I would say the Richard Dawson Family Feud.
I love it. I loved his shirts. Weren't his shirts the best?
Kissing all the ladies, wearing the biggest collars. Richard Dawson was the game show pimp.
Absolutely. Well, it's good that you said that because we have some Family Feud type games scheduled for tonight. So I think you should fit right in. All right, Joey Lee. Now that I've gotten that out the way, are you ready to help bring to the stream our next contestant?
Sure. Do we bring on Insane? Let's
Insane
bring on
brain.
Insane.
Hi, Insane. Welcome back to the show.
Hello. It's great to be here. It's been a while.
It has been, even the last episode. I think you left us halfway through, but it's good to see you. And what do you think of the new guys?
I don't know yet. I've only, so far one's a comic book person, sounds like a voiceover. The other one, I'm not sure yet. I'm pretty new myself. I've only been here 3 years.
That's new. Okay. Well, using your 3 years of being here, who is next to the stream?
Let's see who's on my list. I'm making a list. Let's see. Bacon. I haven't had any bacon today.
Gosh, you better know it. What's going on, Ms. Bacon?
It's not just Sizzling. It's not just Sizzling.
Thank you so much for choosing Sauce in the City Technical Support. How can I help you? Oh, you've got a bunch of weirdos on your screen? Well, no, ma'am, there's no glitch. That's just how it's supposed to be. We're about to get saucily and we're sizzling up in here tonight. Okay, you want to speak to my supervisor? Hold on one second. Brenda, it's for you.
I'm in the meeting.
I'll be taking all supervisor calls from this point forward.
Oh my God. So welcome back to the stream, Ms. Bacon, new fam. All right. So what do you think of the new people?
Well, Jerry and Trevor seem very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how greasy we can get them before they dip out. Don't run. We don't bite hard.
All right, Ms. Bacon. Tell us who's next contestant to the stream.
Who we got? Is Mr. Malfunction here tonight? I didn't know who all got here.
Nope.
Ralph.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. What about Mr. Lloyd?
I like it. Lloyd Legacy Sharp. Welcome back, my brother.
Thank you for having me after such a long time. I am grateful that this worked out.
Thank you for being our DEI participant of the episode. It is good to have you. Well, like I said, it's always good to have you. I saw that photo of you and I was like, oh my God. So I stole it and that is going to be on your collector card. And so we'll just have to give the credits out to your folks because it was a great shot. So what do you think about the new people?
Well, I'm in a bit of a weird position because while I am a Sauce in the City veteran, I have become a little bit scarce due to scheduling. But based on what I've seen in some of the replays I've been able to watch and based on what I've heard so far tonight, I think this crazy idea that happened to work out is in good hands if this is the future generation that we are putting in place.
I love the way you put things. And it seems like you would be ready to help me to introduce another contestant to the stream.
Yes, it seems like this is a night of alternates, but I'm going to take a look at the list just like Miss Bacon did, because I want to make sure I get this right. I know we saw her, but did we hear from Nikki earlier?
No, we didn't. Hey, Nikki, welcome to the stream. Unmute your mic and your voice will follow.
My bad. Go ahead. I kidnapped her. Just like I did Brenda at fucking St. Robert's. Go ahead.
He kidnapped me today, and not the first one of y'all come to get me. Didn't nobody send me no message. Didn't nobody call nobody. I've been stuck with this old boy for a minute. This ain't gonna work. Y'all worried about the podcast. Worry about me. Worry about your girl right now. Help.
All I could ever say is lean forward and blink once if you need help, and then call Connie.
Yeah.
Damien, yeah, zip it. All right. Nikki, it is good to see you here again. Welcome back to the stream. I want all voices to be able to be heard. And if you interrupt me one more time, Damien, I will kick both of y'all out the studio. So not kidding.
On him some duct tape.
All right. So here we go. Nikki, great to have you back and see that you're okay. Because indeed, I was with Damien in St. Robert's, but they took really good care of us. And so it was really an awesome time. And I hope that you have just as awesome of a time as we had. So there's only one person left, Nikki, that needs to be introduced to the stream. Who is it? And let's see if you can get yourself on the board for 5 points. Who's our last person?
My heart's gonna break at the beginning of this whole podcast, ain't it? Because I for sure, without a doubt, cannot think of the last individual, and I feel so bad right now. Oh my God!
Hey, Ralph, welcome to the stream. Joey Lee remembered. So it was all good. Welcome back for your second episode. Y'all give him a hand. Second episode. And so as a returning person, I get to ask you, what brings you back to the show?
I want to commend the intelligence of the whole panel for saving the best for last. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we did that on purpose. You're welcome.
I'd like to share a story real quick. I learned a lesson this week. I gave up the microphone to an old lady trying to do a little improv, and she wouldn't give the microphone back. I had to run to the stage and jump up and down. Please, 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 my set's running out. And then she went into a charitable work contribution. I learned a lesson. I will never give up my mic again. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Well, welcome back.
I'm laughing to this day.
All of you guys, and give yourselves a hand for making it inside of the studio. Yay. Please remember to keep your chin above your name, that little black line down there that has your name on it. Floating heads, chins, and nose hairs are not good for public interest. It is so good to have you guys, but I am going to call an audible because it is time for the 3-minute sit the fuck down chair interview, which are dynamic interviews with our funny friends. So tonight I'm going to hijack this interview because this person, I couldn't not watch his video. And then, and you guys know out there how I am about watching videos. It never really happens. So I am going to kind of hijack this interview with our new friend, Jerry Roscoe. Hi, Jerry. Welcome back to the stream.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for the time.
Well, you know what? One thing that I'm jealous of, and I'm sure we'll get into in this interview, is the fact that my graphics talk back to me. You get to, from what I'm hearing, and I'll let you explain this to the people tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond, of what you do. But it's so much easier, I think, when you make them up than when they talk back to you.
Well, the difference is yours talk back to you and you hear them, you can mute them. Mine talk to me in my head, and that's, that needs therapy. So that's a whole different kind of scenario.
That is so great. And I'm sure the people who are going to watch this video are going to be so curious as to what we are talking about. So let's get the titles out there and give us a little backstory.
Yeah. So I started at the beginning there a little bit. I am a comic book artist, creator, and publisher. I have been working in the comic book industry since the early 2000s. There is a publisher out there right now. It's called Counterpoint Comics. I worked for them for about 6 years as an interior artist. So I was drawing a monthly regular comic book. So you can go to their series and back issues and see I'm writing it. Well, I'm not writing. I had a partner who was writing. I was drawing all these stories. So I'm visually telling the stories of these characters for that publisher. And then in 2021, had the opportunity to say, I'm going to take this on my own. And I had my own characters, my own story, things that I had created as a teenager that had been just brewing in my mind for all these years. And I was able to take the time and put it down on paper and create a comic book called M Squad, which is a very classic superhero, what we call Western American superhero kind of story, full of characters with unique powers, unique backgrounds, situations. And I created that very first issue, and I did have to do some funding. I know we'll talk about that, to get the thing published and printed and out into the hands of the public. But I had incredible reviews. I had a lot of people telling me how professional it was, how great it looked. The printers had great feedback. I had a couple of interviews that had great feedback. And so I said, okay, well, I'm going to keep going. I have a lot more stories to tell, right? I have a lifetime of stories to tell. And so started working on issue 2 and kind of tried to do the same thing. And unfortunately, in this case, the funding fell short. We weren't able to make our funding goal in order to pay for this comic book. And so that's where the video comes in that you mentioned. So I updated all of my followers the other day to let them know that while the funding didn't complete, we're not done. This story is going to be made. This story is going to be created and put out there. This book is going to be made. And it's just a question now of how we do it. So whether that's through crowdfunding, whether that's me raising the money internally through art sales and things like that, and then paying for it myself, it's going to get done. It's just a question of how. And so I kind of talked about that a little bit and what some of the options were. And then, and here we are today. And so we can talk about that whole thing.
Don't give away all of it. Let them go and look at the video, because it really is riveting. And my attention span is sort of short. So the questions are like running in my head. And then when you get to the end, I'm like, what was the question? So let me see if I can break it back. Well, first of all, I'm interested in, like, I heard all of what you said, but I didn't get to digest much of it. So let's go back over some points that you may have said, but I totally missed. What got you into comic book writing?
So I have been a comic book fan since I learned how to read. I mean, basically, you can see this is a fraction of my comic book collection behind me.
Oh, wow.
So I've always read comic books and always loved them. It's just a passion of mine. I don't discriminate whether it's superheroes, horror, robots, sci-fi, whatever. If it has interesting art and an interesting story, I am reading it. And so I'm
what do you think about comedy?
I love comedy. I'm a big fan. I don't know how this will translate to the crowd. I love British comedy. I grew up with things like Benny Hill and Monty Python and stuff like that. I love comedy, Blackadder. I love going to comedy shows. So I in my head, I'm sure everybody says this. I at times I have thought like maybe I should do stand-up. I could try that. I don't know that I'm that funny. I have some funny stories, but that's a different thing. But I absolutely love it.
Well, I was meaning comedy translated into comic books. I mean, because the words comic, comedy, you know, and I just think that there is a bridge to be built there. So, what is your favorite part about the comic book world?
What I like about the comic book world for me is that anything is possible within the pages of a comic book. And so you mentioned comedy. There's a great history of what they used to call funny books, which are tended to be more cartoon style, but really played up. Sometimes it's slapstick comedy. Sometimes it's prop comedy. All those things fall into those kinds of stories. I love the fact that I could tell a science fiction story with, like I said, robots and spaceships, and then take those same characters and bring them back to Earth and have a introspective, emotional, single individual story about something poignant, death or loss or something like that. And then go and have a John Wick action fight scene comic with these same characters. They can do everything and tell every kind of story that you want because you're not limited by your budget. There's no movie budgets. There's no actors, cameras. It's all here and in my hands and what I put onto the paper.
All right. Well, that is definitely a lot of great information for folks who are in this area, because, you know, some people want to do things and it's in their heads and they can't figure out how to get it from their head to the paper. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit to the crowdfunding option. Now, you did it the first time and it worked, and then you did it the second time and nothing happened. So what do you think may have been the reason that it didn't carry on?
Well, that's the $1 million question. And I wasn't trying to raise $1 million, by the way, but that is the $1 million question, right? is what went wrong. So the first time I did it, I used Kickstarter. There are multiple platforms for fundraising. And that was the first one that I used. And I needed less money because I had created everything and I paid for essentially all the work that I needed other people to do out of my pocket. So I was using Kickstarter as a method of ordering. So I'd get how many books do I need to print, how many people are willing to buy it, and to pay for the printing and the shipping. With the new one, I used a crowdfunding platform called Indiegogo, which does the exact same thing. I needed more money because I wasn't fronting as much of it out of my own pocket. I wanted to raise money and then use that to sell the comics. So if I sold enough comics, it was not a problem. So I think some people don't care for one platform or the other, or sometimes the algorithms that they use that show people. So if you've bought something on Kickstarter once, it'll sort of, you know, like most of the internet, it's watching you and it knows what you've looked at and not looked at. And so I think Kickstarter, I've been told, is more superhero comic book oriented. Indiegogo, maybe other things. So that might have been part of the problem. I'm still investigating and trying to figure that out, but I think that might have been part of it.
Okay. Well, it's always cool to be honest and try to see where it went down. But all good things that I wanted to know. So in the end, would you or would you not suggest crowdfunding to someone trying to print their work?
I think I would. And I say that because printing, anything you're trying to create that you need to, especially in the print world, there are high costs involved unless you're doing all of the prep work yourself. So for myself as an artist and a writer, I can write things, I can draw things, but there are things in the comic book world, just as an example, I can color my comic books, and comics are all colored on the computer these days. I can do it, but I'm not fast at it. And I lack a level of experience or expertise that other people could. So with paying somebody to do it, they could do it better than I could do it. Same with what's called lettering, all the little word balloons in a comic. There are people that specialize in that. So you want to pay for the best. You want to pay somebody who knows how to do it and get the best out of that. So unless you can do everything yourself and then hand files to a printer to print, crowdfunding is good because it allows you to bring in other collaborators who are experts in their field. And then the other thing about crowdfunding that I did for me that I think was very important, my crowdfunding campaign is an all or nothing campaign. And that's an option that you can do. And I recommend this to anybody that would do crowdfunding because I think it breeds confidence in your, what do you call, backers, the people who are going to donate to you. If you do all or nothing, that means we set a goal at the beginning. So my goal was $3,000. And if you reach $3,000, everybody gets what they paid for. No ifs, ands, or buts. If I don't reach $3,000, nobody is charged a single cent and nobody loses a penny. So there's no risk. If you're remotely interested, go ahead and back it. And if we don't make it, you get your money. And if we do make it, you get the thing you wanted. So to me, I think it feels like a no-brainer. I've backed plenty of comic books on crowdfunding campaigns and been very pleased when they come. And, you know, the more money they raise, a lot of times people will add extras in there. So that's another thing that you can do. If you're just raising money for something for production costs, then once you hit your production costs, you're kind of done. And then you have to pay that back or whatever. With crowdfunding, more people could back your project, could fund what you want, and you could raise more money than you needed. And then that's an option to do things. I've seen things like patches, stickers, shot glasses, poker chips, commemorative things, etc. That now people are getting extras without having to pay extra. It's just as more people came in, there's more money for extra cool stuff. So that's some of the benefits to crowdfunding. I think they're very solid.
Okay. Well, that I was really, on the fence about the whole crowdfunding thing. I think I still like my way better, but I say crowdfunding for, information about whether or not to do it from someone who's done it and has been on both sides of the coin, one winning, the other not winning, and you are still a champion of it, I think says a whole lot. I could talk to you about this stuff for hours, but the people who want to play the games are kind of waiting. So I definitely would love if you would hang around a little more and play some games with us. Is that a thing?
I'd love to give it a try. Let's wake everybody up. I know the boring guy's done. Wakey, let's get going.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I think you're going to really love this first game that we're going to play, but we are definitely going to play it after my favorite segment, which is the spotlight. Whoa, 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 whoa. Talking about the spotlight, y'all. I love when I have backup. All right. One of my very favorite segments is our sponsor Spotlight, where we get to talk about different faces, spaces, and places that we've met along the way in our time. I don't know. Betsy's been on one. So this is the only video that we have, but it's an oldie but goodie, and I love it anyway. So shout out to Jim Zachary Jr., and I'm going to keep playing it until you send me a new one. So here we go. Welcome.
December 6, 2020 was a great night. It was the night that I was able to go and finally get on that stage in Vegas. It's a night that everybody looks forward to. I think back of that, I think that of a famous quote, Las Vegas is a place you go to escape reality, but the reality is that what happens there will follow you for the rest of your life. And that is definitely true in my case, and I hope it is in yours as well. So many games, so much fun, so much time I got to spend with Brenda Brown and the rest of the crew. What we were doing was big, it was exciting, it was a lot of fun. What we didn't know was what Brenda Brown was working on behind the scenes to make a bigger stage for all of us. Brenda Brown had a vision to bring everything from the screen to the stage, and so Saucon City Live was born. From the pre-show promotions to the pre-stage bonding, so many comedians from all over the country gathered in one place, Las Vegas, all from the vision of one person. Brenda had a vision to take all the games that we played on screen and put them on the stage in Las Vegas. And Sauce in the City is still going strong today. This is the first annual comedy family reunion. Congratulations, Sauce in the City, for making it 4 years in service. Brenda believed it was important to give everybody the platform to shout out the people that truly inspire you. I'd like to take the time to shout out the people that truly inspired me during my stint with Sauce in the City. Jimmy Howell for introducing me to Sauce in the City. Charlie Mack for all the help behind the scenes. Darrell Hearns for the inspiration. Willie C. Smith, the Colorado comic, for his loyal support to the platform, Sauce in the City, and for all the guidance that he gives the newcomers. The very funny and amazingly talented Lisa Wood, and to the person that without none of this is possible, Miss Brenda Brown, aka the Chocolate Child. A very special thank you to UBSN TV, Roku, The Artifice Las Vegas, Sarah, your bartender, and Morpheus to provide the stage to make tonight possible. Congratulations, Sauce in the City. I can't wait to see what you do next.
And that was the spotlight. Whoa, 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 whoa. Talking about the spotlight, y'all. Do, 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 do. And work. Shout out to Jim Zachary Jr. Love the video. Still gonna keep playing it. All right, guys, it is time for our first game of the night. I know, but it's the late night comedy game show. It's in the title. All right, so this is one of our classics. Matter of fact, it was the first game I think I ever created. So it's an oldie but a goodie. And this is Sell That Skew, where we will turn our comedic cast into the best salesmen or women possible. And we will see who gets the most purchases in 60 seconds. It takes talent to do this. And like I said, we haven't played it in a little while, but it's an oldie but a goodie. So the game rules are very simple. 60 seconds on the clock to become the best salesperson possible. In order to find out who will be playing in the game to get points on the board, we play our mini game of Tap In. And this is where I ask the simplest question in the world, and the first person to turn their stream on and yell Tap In will win. Is everybody with me?
Yes.
Woo! All right. So by the time I remove this graphic, everybody's stream should be in the off position. Okay, looking good. All right, Ralph. There you go. You had it. Go ahead. There we go. All right. A very simple question. And that is going to be, what's the name of the show?
Tap In.
That would be Miss Bagan. You almost were there, Stephen, but you were delayed on the speech. So, Miss Bacon, what is the name of the show?
sauced in the city.
Not correct. Insane. What is the name of the show?
Sauced in the City late night game show.
Joey Lee, what is the name of the game show?
Sauce in the City late night comedy game show.
Ding, 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 ding. You are so correct, Joey Lee. So you are our first contestant up on Rest of the Cast. All right. So what I want you to do, Joy Lee, is I want you to grab the thing nearest to you on your left. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and you need to give it your best. Are you ready? 60 seconds. So that's you.
I'm an old guy, and I like to. Oops! I pulled my pen away. I like to sell things that help people my age. So these are pills. We all take pills at our age. But why not just stop there? Why not sit around all day by yourself doing medical maracas? Hey, I've got cholesterol. Hey, I got high blood pressure. Hey, I got ED. And I'm always having to go pee. You should buy my product. It's really lots of fun. When you play with your maracas, you're forgetting about the sun. I don't know why that's funny.
Okay.
That's all I can think of, though.
Okay, very good, Joey Lee. That sounded about right. All right, we need to find another contestant. So we are going to play our next mini game of Tap In. So everybody streams off. And sorry. And Joey won't be playing in this one because he already had a chance. So very simple, basic question. What's today's date?
I don't know.
That would be Trevor. Very nicely done, sir.
That
Out
would
of the
be
corner slot. All right. What is today's date?
that would be June 1st, 2025.
Yay! All right, Trevor, grab the thing on your
Impressive.
right, closest to you. And 60 seconds on the clock. Rest of the cast. Sell.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think in today's day and age, we're going overboard with our photos, trying to make us look good. All this technology is giving us such a false sense of glamour. So let's take it back to the 1960s and how to shoot glamour photos, okay? This will teach you. If you have any old vintage cameras laying around, you can go ahead, set up. This was boudoir before boudoir. You know, they say trend goes back in style. Look at this stuff, man. I mean, I don't know who that chick is, but I'd do her. You know what I mean? Look at how good that looks.
That's my grandmother.
Oh, well, your grandmother was hot. Why you so ugly? The genes must have skipped 3 generations. Holy crap. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's just like, I know, and there's titties in here somewhere. I know, that's why I have this book here. And why it was so readily available. Hold on, let me find some titties real quick. Oh, sorry.
Out of time for titties.
Oh, Trevor. Okay. So you got this vintage book from Trevor, and Joey Lee's was what? Does anybody remember?
Pills. Just
Pills?
pills.
Oh, medical
Okay,
maracas.
because he started singing and I was like, what? All right, so we are going to, sorry about that. We are going to pick our next contestant, and those two can't play. So everybody streams off. I'm going to ask the next basic question. Shout out to you, Kyle, Mr. Yam, Yamma Yamalo. Yammy.
Yammer.
All right, guys. Let's see. When are we launching the comedy card game deck?
Tap in.
Randy. What's
June
going
24th.
That's it. All right, Randy, grab the thing nearest on your right. 60 seconds on the clock. Rest of the cast.
Sell.
Right.
See ya.
Are you bored? Do you sit around aimless hours just looking at the walls, doing nothing, watching paint dry? Well, I've got the answer. Play-Doh. This, if you play with your dough, you will be very, very happy 24/7. You can play with your dough 24/7. And this dough never gets tired like your other dough. This dough never gets tired. So you can play with your dough and play with your dough and play with your dough. And it's very inexpensive. 59 cents at Walmart for this thing of Play-Doh. And what's even crazier is it's all kinds of different colors. So you have purple, blue, green, red. I mean, it's endless. Your dough can be whatever your favorite color is. And it never says no either. This Play-Doh never says no.
Oh, crap. That one had to sink in. All right, Damien, we're going to do you two first. And Damien, you have enough sauce in well, actually, no, one screen, two people. So you guys have to come up with one vote. You guys either have Randy's Play-Doh or you have Joey's pills and maracas, or you have Trevor's book. So I'm going to give you guys a little time to discuss it because there's two of you. And we'll give you 15 seconds to discuss.
Hey, we got this shit, man. No, we got this shit. You ready?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Hey, we got 15 seconds. Let's work this shit out. Who's the fucking
You won't pick
Okay, we're going.
up.
We're going. Titties in the book. Titties in the book.
How did I know? All right, one for the book. All right, Jerry, you see our three awesome things that we have in the Sauce in the City store. You have just enough Sauce in the City bucks to buy one of these items. Which one will it be and why?
I'm very concerned about all three things. I'm concerned if I buy the pills that Joey's going to die without him. If I don't want to touch that book, and I definitely don't want to touch that Play-Doh. Is it new Play-Doh? Is it that Play-Doh? That's important to know.
It is. I can respect your concerns, Jerry.
I'll go with the Play-Doh because if I'm not mistaken, you can still eat Play-Doh.
Very wise choice. Very wise choice. All right, Ralph James, you've seen the three items up for sale at the Sauce in the City store. Which one will it be and why?
I like Randy, but my Play-Doh is called disposable income. When I get extra dough, I play with it. So let's hear about the extra income that you play with there, Randy. Go ahead and give it.
Okay. Insane. Of these three items, which one are we taking and why?
I want that book, the Glamour magazine. It's the final one in my collection.
Okay. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, you have just enough Sauce in the City dollars to purchase one of these items. Which one will it be and why?
Yeah, I don't want the Play-Doh because anything that can't say no feels like a violation of rights. And the book, I have ADHD, so I don't do well with books, even those kinds. So I'm just going to take the pills because I feel like after hearing those three items, I need them.
Bacon, which item do you want to add to your Sauce in the City collection?
I mean, the whole time Randy was talking about his Play-Doh, I'm like, why was that so close to you? Like, what were you using it for? And then he answered that at the end. So no. And Joey, like, that was great with the maracas, but I have no idea what Trevor was selling it, but with a voice like that, I'm buying it. Can you please like voice my alarm clock? I want to wake up to that every morning. Please.
Well, by popular vote, Trevor, congratulations. You win it with the book. And around here, when you win your 5 points, you get to shout out to the Academy. Mute your mic and your voice
will follow.
Yes, it will. I'd like to thank the Academy, and I'd like to thank my father for having a 60-year-old book just sitting readily available within my reach. It's really sticky, and I need to wash my hands. Okay.
Oh, no.
Well, shout out to you, Trevor. And even our audience is feeling your performance. Shout out to Funny Man Green, who said that he would buy your item too. So are you ready to jump into our first trivia question?
Hit me.
Let's do it. It's always a good time when you get to do this part. And you say trivia. And this is an interactive comedy trivia game, meaning you guys in the audience can help our contestant win or lose. You can try to Google it and help them out with the right answer, or if you don't like them that much, you could lead them astray. If they stump the cast, they will win 5 points. But if the cast smokes them out, they will lose everything, including their fate in the next part of the game. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. In order to find who's going to ask our first trivia question, I'm going to cheat the system, and I'm going to make it our newbie, Trevor, because I put this in the invite that I wrote him, so he should have a trivia question. Trevor?
Let's take it away.
So what you're going to do is you're going to pose the question, and then you're going to give 3 answers for the cast to choose from. Okay?
Noted.
All right, let her rip.
What is the only organ in the human body that can regenerate itself? Is it A, the heart? Is it B, the pancreas? Or is it C, the liver?
Ooh, all good choices. Very good question. We're all about the health over here. So what I'm going to do is add all the castmates back to the stream, and you're going to ask that question one more time and give the answers one more time.
Absolutely. What is the only organ in the human body that can regenerate itself? Is it A, the heart, B, the pancreas, or C, the liver?
All right, you guys heard the question twice. You heard the answers twice. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock because you guys have people out there in the audience who are tuning in. Shout out to Kyle and Tony Klein and David Green, all tuning in. Please remember mic etiquette, and please remember to give grace to our newer people. Everybody got me?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
1 minute, 60 seconds on the clock. Let the conversation begin.
I'm
Liver.
gonna say it's not the liver.
It's liver. I'm an
It can't be
alcoholic.
liver.
I can tell.
It can't be the liver. If it were the liver, alcoholics would never die.
Well, they have to get the right job surgery first.
Not true.
But
No, it's
You
the
can have
it's
liver.
your
almost like
pancreas
it's a
removed
trick
and still live.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
go one
Okay,
at a
so
time. Let's go
Okay.
one at a
Is it
time.
the juice?
Insane. What's your answer?
Liver.
Liver.
It's liver. Lock it in. It's liver.
Liver
Lock
locked
it in.
in. Locked in
Liver.
on
All right.
liver.
Dickie, it ain't your turn. Stop being a
Randy.
Dickie. Nikki, find some duct tape for him.
Randy.
It's the liver. Unfortunately, I've known some people had troubles with their livers, and you can cut off a piece of the liver and reattach it, and it will regenerate itself. Liver.
Oh, okay.
It has
Okay,
become
anybody got a
time.
different answer?
That is
Wow.
true.
I
First
tried
one.
to
go.
destroy
Okay,
my
let's
liver.
lock it
True,
in.
but my problem is it's not the only one. Your skin counts as an organ, and it can also regenerate.
It wasn't a
But that
choice.
isn't a
So it's
choice.
a trick question.
Okay, lock it in. Lock it in. Lock it in. Hurry.
It's liver. Yep.
And for our new person, yep, there we go. Everybody's a quick learner around here. All right. Let's see. They locked in on liver. Trevor, give us the answer and a little background.
Absolutely. The liver is the only organ that can regenerate it. And how do I know that? Because half of my liver is not mine. I had a liver transplant, also had a kidney transplant. We're just going through life out here teaching people about organ donation. And I just want everyone watching to know none of the people you see on this show have livers healthy enough to donate to you. So I'm sorry.
What? Really?
You are awesome, Trevor, and very nicely done. And
I'm
because
still
the
using
cat
mine.
actually got it correct, you don't win any points. I know, terrible, but you still have the option of doing 3 minutes of comedy. Remember, in the invite, I said be prepared because it might be you. So that's now. So, or you can do 3 minutes of something else. But because they got it correct and you didn't, your fate lies in their hands. So, everybody, cameras on. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to decide whether Trevor will do 3 minutes of comedy or 3 minutes of something else. That is the only question that is up for discussion. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right. 30 seconds on the clock. Let the conversations begin. Remember to have grace.
3
I
minutes of
think he
comedy.
needs to do 3 minutes of comedy. He's a newbie. Have
3
him
minutes of
fall
comedy.
on the sword. 3 minutes of comedy. Lock it in.
Pussies.
Comedy.
Movie or not, I feel like he's got this. Y'all are
Yeah.
something else.
3 minutes of something
I just want
else
to
is
hear
too-
voice
too-
over anything.
Okay,
3
remember.
minutes of something
comedy.
else is too
Lock it
random.
in.
Too scary.
Okay, lock it in.
Comedy.
Okay,
Comedy.
okay. So everybody is to treat Jerry Roscoe's voice like my voice. Everybody heard?
Heard.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Right. When you hear his voice, you stop talking. Please. I can't, I guess saying have grace is just not working. So Jesus. All right. Remember, he's not a comedian. He's just a regular person. He doesn't know how to jump in there. So
My bad.
okay,
I
we still, right. We still on rope one. All right. So you guys all seem to have decided 3 minutes of comedy, and I'm kind of interested in this myself. So Trevor Scott laughs. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock. And
Let's do it.
Hold on. And what I'm going to do, I was trying to think of what I should say next. And so what I'm going to say next is because I was thinking, what game do we play? So our next game up is one that has become very near and dear to our heart, and it is called My Turn for Comedy. And so what's going to happen is everybody is going to remain in the screen off position until he makes you laugh. If you appreciate what he does within the 3 minutes, turn your stream on to show your appreciation. If you don't, leave it off and we'll talk about it later. So everybody should be in the screen off position to start his 3 minutes. All right. And so, Trevor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 1 point for every screen you get to turn on. And I'll give you 5 bonus points if you can light up the stream. Okay?
Let's do it.
All right. 3 minutes on the clock. And it does not have to be jokes, but Cast.
Please.
Let it be
Let
funny.
it be funny.
That'll be funny.
Let's
No
go.
pressure.
Y'all, I'm an overachiever. Most babies, they take 40 weeks to come in this world. Me, did it in half that time. What's up? Yes. Yep, that's right. Take a good long look. Because this is what you get when you order your baby medium rare. Yeah, sure, you can order your baby al dente. It might get here quicker. Doesn't mean it's gonna, have all its organs cooked. Doesn't mean it's not gonna come out looking like a Temu version of Ron Weasley. No, I was a sick kid growing up in a lot of hospitals. There's some things I talk about some people don't like, but it's stuff that's so real to me, like blood draws, IVs, needles. Some things, some people don't like them. Me, it doesn't bother me. Had more needles in me than Amy Winehouse and Demi Lovato combined. Oh, that's a lot of needles, guys. Now, when I was 10 years old, I was blessed to receive a liver transplant. Organ donation is super important. And for those of you watching, if you're not an organ donor, get registered. There's millions of people out there not as fortunate as me. I just had a kidney transplant in 2024. So if you are an organ donor, thank you. Thank all of you. And please remember to do your part by drinking up and driving home tonight, okay? Head first collisions.
Oh.
After my liver transplant, I did get diagnosed with lymphoma. I did chemo, I did radiation for a number of years. People ask me all the time, Trevor, what was it like being such a little kid and losing all your hair? Well, truth be told, I didn't lose my hair. Not all chemo, not all radiation makes you go bald, which just only goes to prove that even cancer couldn't stop me from being ginger, But really, it's like rock, paper, scissors when you think about it, like ginger beats cancer. And cancer beat my dad. No, it's okay, because my dad beat me. It's all... It's the circle. Apparently, I'm an untalented Ed Sheeran too. Fuck. All right.
Not red enough.
No, I gotta tell y'all though, I really didn't mind having all that hair on my head. Kid, I was the coolest kid in my cancer kid support group. I was.
Wish you had hair somewhere.
Except for Charlie, because Charlie, I walked in, he was always bullying me. I walked in one day, I asked him to borrow a comb, I wasn't thinking. And then Charlie and all the other cancer kids, or we'll call them skinheads, right? They would always just bully me all the time. They'd tie my chemo cords in knots. They'd leave me out of their wig parties. Fuck Charlie. I'm glad it was stage 4.
Time is up. Oh, geez. Trevor, all right, very funny stuff. The people who are tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond, they are laughing and the bubbles are flying. They think you're just the funniest. So if they want to hear more of your cancer journey stories or organ donor stories, yes, organ donor stories, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Trevor Scott Laughs. My biggest following is on Facebook, and that's just Trevor Scott. Find me, follow me, please show me love. And I am traveling the country. I got lined up for the next 4 months all over. Please come out and see me. Thank y'all for the opportunity. And thank you, Brenda, for giving me the time. I really appreciate it.
What was that link again?
Oh no, I definitely get it after the show. Don't interrupt my show talking about where is that at again. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
You have to get your lips under control, sister. All right, Trevor. Very funny stuff, like I said. And as I told you at the beginning of the game, I'll give you 1 point for every screen that you got to turn on in that 3 minutes. And I'll give you 5 points if you get everybody to turn on their stream. So how do you think you did out of 8 other cast members?
I mean, I'm a cocky prick. I'm saying I swept it 8 for 8. Give me 13 points, baby.
Not how it works.
Right. Damien, please turn your camera back on. If you guys can't pay attention, just let me know. I'm not going to struggle the whole episode.
No, we're good. Sorry. I thought he told me to turn it off. That's nothing.
Okay. Nope. I said nothing of the sort. All right. Because you got them all to turn on. So y'all all give it up for Trevor Scott Labs. Yeah, we pour around here. We don't have no sound effects. So but we're gonna get some comments. Ralph James, what did you think about your boy? He's already got, what is it, 8 points plus 5 is what, 13 points for the round. So yeah, but what did you think about his comedy?
Well deserved. Maybe a lull here and there. There seemed to be a little public service announcement, which I see, but it led into my favorite joke. Help me out, drink and drive home. I loved it. Total surprise. Thank you for sharing.
Right on. So in Test Your Funny, I'm going to need you to give him a grade of A, B, C, D, or F. Fail, bomb.
I'm going to give him an A. I don't give out A's, but he's cocky and he deserves it.
Hey, I love it. All right, Trevor Scott, I'll give you an additional 5 points if you can get all A's, and you'll be a part of the honor roll. So let's see how you do, because Bacon turned her stream on. Bacon, A, B, C, D, or F, fail, bomb. What did you think of Trevor Scott Live comedy? What got you to push that button?
Solid A. Like that was great. Like, somebody being an organ donor, like go drink and drive. Like, it was beautiful. Like, I've already dated one Make-A-Wish guy. Like, but he already ruined my life. But if you get into, I'd do that again, but I would just call that remission.
Oh, yeah. All right, Joey Lee. Wait, what do you give him? A, B, C, D? Did you say A?
Yeah, A. Like, I was rolling the whole time. It was relatable and hilarious.
Okay, Joey Lee, sorry about that. A, B, C, D, or F, L, bomb.
I'm going to give him an A. And I've seen him several times, and I saw him prior to his, recovery once he got his transplants. And I remember when he had those going on and he couldn't come to the semifinals or the finals of our competition. And now that he's well again, you just have a more intense and energy than before. So he was great before. He's even greater now. So we do have sound effects.
Okay, whoever is making that noise, can we stop? What's wrong with y'all? All right, unmute your mic. A, B, C, D, or F, L, bomb. What got you to turn your stream on for Trevor Scott?
Bro said Timu Ron Weasley. Bro found a way to connect Ron Weasley with Timu and make it work. And it just kept getting better. He gets an A.
All right. Looking good for you, Trevor. All right. Insane. A, B, C, D, or F bomb. What got you to turn your stream on for Trevor Scott?
The fact that he made me laugh after his service announcement, which I get. I give him an A because after all that, I can't give him anything less, or it's enough not to live for. So, A.
Oh. Hey, you're doing good. All right, Damien, and Nicole, I'm gonna give y'all a second to talk about it, or maybe y'all have. But A, B, C, D, or F, boom. What got you guys to turn your stream on for Trevor Scott?
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. We talked about this.
Hey, hands
plus,
down.
Plus.
First of all, he got me from the jump. It was all great. But right at the end where he was like, hit the surf, I hollered. Because my dad beat me. Get out of here, dude. Like, that was flawless, man. A plus.
Right on. All right, now I'm super interested to hear this one. A, B, C, D, or F, boom. What got you to turn your stream on for Trevor Scott?
So I like everybody. I think everybody. I turned the camera on with the drink and drive joke at the end of the public service announcement. I wasn't expecting it, and so that's when it hit me, and got my laugh. So that's when I turned my camera on.
I love it. All right, Randy. What got you to turn your stream on? And A, B, C, D, or F fell bomb.
Well, when you take dark comedy and take something that generally wouldn't be funny and make it funny, that's an A. And I like dark comedy, so I'm on board.
Amen.
All right. Well, it looks like for you, Trevor, you got a total of 13 points and add another 5 points, and it looks like you are making out like a bandit at 18 points. All right, everybody in the studio, this brings me to say this. Please remember your own point score, because by the end of the episode, I'm not going to remember, and we didn't appoint a point taker. So please
I'm
try
doing
to
it,
remember.
though.
Oh, thank you, Joey Lee. Right on. All right, Trevor, are you ready to go to our next game?
I can't wait. What do we have next, Brenda?
Hey, this is also another one of our classics, which is Try It or Trash It. I will introduce some awesome food combos to our castmate or to one of our contestants, and I will give them one, or actually, we're going to
I didn't know how to hook them up on the blue.
All right. Boy, Ralph got something going on in the background. All right. We are going to play Press Yo Funny.
Press your
And
funny.
this is going to be really good because it's a game we just invented, and it's a game within a game, and y'all know how much we love that. So in order to find the person that we are going to be showing one of our items to, we're going to play, of course, our mini game of Tap In. Everybody will turn their stream off, and the first person to answer the basic question will have the chance to answer the question, and if they get it right, they'll be afforded a chance to play. So cameras off for everybody. Off position, Ralph. Off. Stick your thumb up there. Do whatever it is you need to do, because sometimes I don't really. There we go. Good enough. Stick your thumb up there. Okay. While Ralph is getting it together, we'll ask everybody else. All right. Basic question. And I don't see any basic questions in the audience, so I guess I'm on my own. All right. When I remove this, everybody should be in the off position. Ralph, put your thumb up there or not play. Okay, that's all right. If you just don't understand what we're doing, we're all right. All right, great. Okay, so basic question. Where do I live?
Tap in.
That was bacon, shaking bacon. Your camera actually agreed with you today. All right, where do I live?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ching-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ching, 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 ching. All right. Are you ready for your first food item?
Oh, I forgot what we were doing. I get so competitive, I forget that I'm setting myself up afterwards. Sure.
All right, here we go. This is a peanut butter sandwich with some good old chopped onions on wheat bread. So I'm thinking it you know, kind of hot and full of protein. All right, bacon. Would you be trying it or trashing it? What do you think?
I mean, that sounds worse than a wish sandwich, which is just two pieces of bread and you just wish something was in the middle like that. If I had to, because, you know, if it goes in one end, it's going to come out the other. But it depends on how hard up I was.
So, all right, everybody in the studio, if you would try it like Miss Bacon, depending on how hard up you were, cameras on to show solidarity. If there is no way that times could ever get that hard that you would eat that, cameras off, and we'll talk about it later. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all know y'all some broke bitches too. Don't even front.
All right, Miss Bacon, your board is set up. I will give you 3 points if you can call 3 of your castmates that have turned their camera on for you, because I can tell you that some people did.
Yes. I am gonna start with Dickie and Nikki.
Oh, Dickie, Nikki.
I feel like they know the struggle.
All right.
Oh, no. She's all about it. I'm like, fuck it. No, I don't want her. And she's like, okay, half and half. So I don't know where the fuck we're going with this. But you guys decide on your own, okay, bitches? Bitches.
You're in the back with the running mouth. Nikki is in your house. She's on your camera. Like, no, this is what's going on. Like, she is taking over. You and Molly sit in the back seat. Mr. Toe Molly, we'll see you tomorrow. No.
So the hell with what he says. Times has been that hard, and sometimes they still are. So
quiet.
Yeah. That's that's a big 10-4 for me. I might, depending on how it is. I like snacks. I'm a big girl. I've always been pro snack, and if times did just so happen to not be working out, I might.
I'm digging it. All right, Bacon, you got one. Who's your next?
Let's see. I mean, we're gonna go with Lloyd. Don't we like peanut butter everything, right? No. It's off.
Wah, wah, wah. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, you say there is no way that is going on in your mouth.
Look. Okay. I grew up in the ghetto. I know what it's like to have your options limited and to just take what you get. However, I've now reached a point in life where I live 5 minutes away from Fenway Park. I am enough of a snob to where I will drink a gallon of water to satisfy myself before I eat.
Well, Bacon, you get no points for this round, but Jerry also did not turn on his camera. Jerry, you say no way is
No.
that gonna happen.
Hell no. I grew up in the woods in a poor little town, and I have eaten some animals that y'all probably don't even know exist, and I wouldn't eat that.
All right. Well, Trevor, though, he turned his camera on and he said that, yes, times have definitely been that hard. Trevor?
Oh, it ain't about time being hard. Let's just face the reality. I've eaten ass before. Like, you think I'm not going to eat that?
Well, then there's that. All right. Lloyd, camera on for me, please. Thank you. All right. Randy Holton turned his camera on. Randy, you said time and taste have been that hard, so you're in, huh?
Well, that's Thai food right there. Peanut butter and onions and bread. You go down to your local Thai food and they put peanut butter in everything. So, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Okay, I'm digging it. Ralph James, your finger was definitely away from your camera. So that means you would eat this. So, yeah, tell us.
Unmute your mic and your voice will follow.
Unmute your mic and people will listen. You're still talking. You're not unmuting your mic. What the fuck is going on? Holy
Hold on,
crap.
everybody. Ralph, unmute your mic.
Yeah, that doesn't really change the situation, bud.
Hold on. Ralph, unmute your mic. Just push the button and unmute it.
What was that?
Okay, while he decides how that goes down, we're gonna go to Insane. Insane said, no way, no how, it's not going down. Camera on.
On my mic too. Wow. I'm not eating that. I have to answer to a higher authority.
Isn't it kosher though? It's kosher. Peanut butter, bread, and onion.
I don't care if it's kosher. I'm not eating it.
Okay. Joey Lee, camera on. You're another one that says, I don't care. I'm not eating it.
I like peanut butter sandwiches. And when I make one, I put it on my table. I walk away for 3 seconds, and my dog's already eaten it. And you know, if I put onions on it, dogs are that's poisonous to dogs. So I'd be killing my dog. So no.
Oh, so no. All right. Well, Bacon, you did not score any points. In order to find our next contestant up on Try It or Trash It, everybody, cameras off. I'm going to ask a very basic question. First one that turns their camera on and yells tap in wins the opportunity to answer the question and play the game. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost.
Who sang working 9 to 5? What a
Tap
life
Tap in.
living. Stephen, insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. All right, Stephen, who sang that song?
Dolly Parton.
That is correct. Shing-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. All right, here is your item up for Try It or Trash It. This is honey and macaroni and cheese. So you've got honey in the cheese. So honey and cheese, macaroni and cheese. So will you try this or trash it?
I had some earlier. Of course I'll try it.
Honey and macaroni and cheese, huh? Okay.
New York, yeah.
I mean, that sounds like something. So everybody in the studio who says that sounds like it should be a good time, turn your screens on to show solidarity. And those of you who said there is no way that is happening, turn your screens off at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very interesting. All right, Insane. You know how this goes. We are getting ready to play another game of Press
Yes,
Yo
you're funny.
Funny. That's right. So, I will give you 3 points if you can tell me 3 of your castmates out of Damien Dickie and Nikki, Jerry Rasco, Trevor Scott, Randy Holton, Lloyd Legacy, Sharp, Joey Lee, or Bacon. How if you can pick 3 that have turned their stream on, I will give you 3 points. So who's going to be your first choice?
I'll go with Nikki and Dickie.
Nikki, da, 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 da. You are correct. Nikki, Dickie, y'all eating it? Y'all trying it?
Let me tell you something. I'm already looking for a piece of paper to write this down because I got like a hot honey mac and cheese vibe going. And like that sounds absolutely amazing.
And by the way, she was putting it all over her titties in the bathroom, and I had to fucking.
All right, none of that. All right, Insane. You got 1 point. They got to sit in the back room until Dickie can figure out how to get it together. So, who's going to be your next choice?
Was Bacon a choice? Because I'm adding that into the mix.
That she is indeed Bacon. So you're going for the hot honey mac and cheese?
With
That
bacon.
sounds really good, especially if you get some gourmet mac and cheese with like the Gouda. If you even Gouda, get it? No,
Ooh, and put some bacon in it. Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
extra
Okay. This is sounding better and better. You got 1 more for your 3 points. Who's it gonna be?
Randy, you live in Tampa, Florida. You'll eat anything when you're.
You are correct, Randy. So you are saying the hot honey bacon mac and cheese is definitely going down.
Oh, it'd be like a horse. Just put it in the bucket and around my head, and I'll just eat it all day long.
Hey, I'm digging it. All right, Steven, you got 3 points. You can walk away from the game now with your 3 points, or I will give you 5 points if you can name another 2 in this next level of Press.
Yes, you're
Funny.
No whammy.
So what will you do?
Press my funny. I got my
right.
2.
So
Name a
who's
name.
the next contestant?
Trevor.
Trevor, he is definitely eating it. So Trevor, this hot honey bacon bit mac and cheese sounds good to you?
It does if the bacon is actually the bacon on the show, but not regular bacon. But no, so that sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna go upstairs as soon as this is done, and I don't have pasta, cheese, milk, butter, or honey, but I think I'm just gonna eat some saltines and pretend.
I love it. All right, Insane. Tic-tac-toe, 3 comedians in a row. You have 1 more to your 5 points. Who's it gonna be out of Jerry? Let's see, Jerry, Lloyd, Legacy Sharp, or Joey Lee?
I think Lloyd has 2 higher classes for food, so I'm going to go with Joey. He's shaking pills over there.
I love it. Joey Lee says definitely. You're definitely going for the hot honey bacon mac and cheese.
Yeah, Lily doesn't have any sugar in his house, no ice cream, no chocolate. The only thing I can get is a drizzle of honey. So anything I can put honey on, that's the only thing I can do. I'm allowed. It's like a concentration camp.
Okay. Well, just blink once if you need help. Okay, well, congratulations. You got 5 points on the board. You can take your 5 points and walk away. Or I will give you 7 points if you can decide between Jerry, Rasco, and Lloyd Legacy Sharp, one more person that has turned their camera on for you in this level up of Press Your Funny. All right, so what will it be?
Press my funny and hope Jerry has his camera on.
I didn't hear that because you broke up.
Press my funny and hope that Jerry has his camera on.
Hey, definitely. Jerry says absolutely. He's trying the hot honey bacon mac and cheese.
I'm pretty sure you can get that in just about any restaurant at some point, right? I mean, that seems pretty normal. And I just want to say that I feel like Trevor is that kid in high school that would come up to you and be like, hey, if you pay me $1, I'll drink the water out of the janitor's bucket. And you're like, I didn't ask you.
Hey, how long you been stalking me, Jerry? Huh? I don't like that. Stop it.
All right, Insane. You got 7 points. Y'all give it up for Insane. 7 points is a lot to get on the board. You can walk away with your 7 points and with your head held high, or I will give you 10 points if Lloyd Legacy Sharp has decided that he would try the hot honey and bacon mac and cheese. What will you do in this next level of Press Your
Funny.
This is the most points I ever got, so I'm going to go for it.
What do you say? All right, let's go.
Yes.
Yes, you got your 10 points. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, you never eat anything on this show. But hot honey bacon mac and cheese has got your attention.
Look, grew up in the ghetto. I've had a lot of things I don't like. If I had honey mac and cheese instead of Spam, I might have been a happier third grader than I was.
Well, congratulations, Insane. You have won yourself 10 whole entire points. Y'all give it up for Insane in the Membrane. All right, so we have our last item in our kitchen. So everybody, cameras off. All right, very basic question. Let me see if anybody dropped me one. No. So what's the name of our newbie?
Tap in.
Trevor Scott laughs.
Well, I mean, you just technically said the answer. It's Trevor Scott.
or it could have been Jerry Rasco. Either answer would have applied. But yes, you are correct. So are you ready for our last food item?
Let's go.
All right. This is a special one. I Googled this one. It looks like there are sausages with gummy bears. And then you're supposed to put them in the oven and cook them. And the gummy bears are supposed to candy the weenies. So, Trevor, are you trying it or trashing it?
Listen. We all want our weenies a little candied from time to time, if you know what I'm saying. That being said, if you put this in your mouth You deserve whatever happens to you. That is a hard, like, you just deserve it. No.
Okay, just no, you are not having this, huh? This is not going down the way that I thought it was, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I could get that whole thing down the way you think I can, Brenda. Jesus.
Well, Trevor, while you're making me laugh, and I'm sure the entire audience, everybody in the studio, if you are like Trevor and said, I can't get that down, camera's on to show solidarity. But if you're down to candy your weenies, camera's off, and we'll talk about that later. At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Trevor, your board has been set. So in this segment of Press
Your funny.
I will give you 3 points if you can name 3 castmates out of Dickie and Nikki, Jerry, Randy, Insane, Lloyd Legacy, Sharp, Joey Lee, Bacon, and Ralph James is back, that have decided, like you, that there is no way that that's happening.
Easy. First one, and I'll be shocked. The first one who says no way, that's Mr. Jerry Rasco. He's too sensible.
You so lose. Jerry Rasco says definitely he'd like his weenies.
No.
Oh, that he wouldn't.
I'm on board.
Yes,
I agree.
He agrees. That's what I said. He'd like.
No, because Trevor said no, and I agree with Trevor.
Okay, so he's going to let me know that he is not doing this. So, all right, tell us why not. Because I hear that when you bake them, then it goes over them and they make a great bratwurst.
Have you not read the Reddit reviews on sugar-free gummies and what that causes and the toilet problems afterwards? If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the chance.
Okay. Definitely you got 1, Trevor, so my fault. So now you just need 2 more.
All right, Jerry, great reference. They got to get that. Now, who else doesn't like it? You know what? Shout out. Let's go with my girl Bacon down there. I don't think this is her thing.
I think you are correct. Bacon says, no way, no how are you getting my weenies candied.
No. I'll dip some weenies in some bacon grease, but
no candies. Okay. All right, you have 2. You only need 1 more for that 3 points out of Dickie and Nikki, Randy Holton, Insane, Lloyd Legacy, Sharp, Joey Lee, and Ralph James.
Look, he grew up in the ghetto, and this is not his legacy. Give me Lloyd.
Lloyd has his camera off. You have to remember to keep it in the lock position. And he did not agree with you. He said he would eat the candied weenie. So Lloyd,
I won't say that. No.
You said you would try it.
No. Unless I got the camera position wrong, and I apologize for that. I'm with Trevor, so if that means camera on, then fine. But no. Fuck no.
That definitely was. But okay, for the sake of having new people, camera on. We'll give you tic-tac-toe, 3 folks in a row. And now you can take your 3 points and you can walk away, or I'll give you 15 seconds to talk it over with your 3. And if you can name 2 more people, I will give you 5 points instead of the 3. Your 30 seconds on the clock. Discuss it with your staff whether you should. Rest of the cast, press
Yes.
Your
funny. All right.
All right, let me go. Let's go. I'm
All
gonna
right.
push. Yeah, I'm pushing a lot. I mean, let's be real. I think I got 18 points the other round. I got points to play with here, guys. I'm sorry. Give me Joey Lee. I'm gonna trust my buddy Joey went with me on this one, but I think I'm wrong. Give me Joey Lee.
Well, now Joey Lee is in disagreement. He is down with the candied bratwurst. Joey Lee, tell us your answer and why are you down to try it?
Anytime I can get anything with sugar in it, I'm gonna grab it. Even if I have to eat those sausages, you know, I'm sugar deprived.
Wow.
I like how it was just because of the gummy bears, right, Joey?
Yeah, they're Haribo, I bet.
Well, Trevor, you do not get the 5 points. But like you said, you got points to play around with. Ralph James was on your side with the no way. And also, let's see who else. Insane was on your side with the no way. Randy Holton was so down to try it. And Dickie and Nikki said no way. So, as you can see, that is your board. So, not the best, but I'm not even taking score, but I think you're still in the lead. Are you now ready?
How many was that? How many was that?
Points was that?
Oh, he didn't get any points on that. No points.
Okay, all right.
Are you ready to help us go into the next trivia question?
Yep.
Yep. You say trivia, an interactive comedy trivia game. And, we usually play tap in for this one, but I think I've given Jerry Rasco enough time to come up with the trivia question. And he's our special guest, so I am going to lend him grace. So, give us a trivia question. It has to be general knowledge and Googleable. Okay, and give us 3 answers to choose from, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. So I'm going to go comic books for everybody. We'll see who knows comic books. So what comic book, and this is Googleable if you don't know, what comic book did Spider-Man make his first appearance in? And you would know this if you follow my YouTube channel. Is it A, Journey into Mystery number 4? Is it B, All-Star Squadron number 17? Or is it C, Amazing Fantasy number 15?
I love it. Giving them a trivia question in your field. Ingenious. Okay, everybody. Tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond. When you buy our comedy card deck, this is the way to play with your family. Regular questions for regular people. All right, everybody, you guys have heard the question, and I'm going to get Jerry to ask the question one more time and give the answers one more time before we start our discussion. Go ahead, Jerry.
So what was the first appearance of Spider-Man in comic books? Was it Journey into Mystery number 4? Was it All-Star Squadron number 17? Or was it Amazing Fantasy number 15?
Now, you guys have heard the question twice and the answers twice. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the board because you guys have people chiming in down there in the audience. Shout out to David Green and Kyle Yam, still hanging in there with us. And Steve Insane is even down there. So Insane in the Membrane is definitely chiming in. All right. Remember mic etiquette, and please give your new castmate grace. Okay? 60 seconds on the clock. Let the conversations begin.
Okay,
See,
let's go
no,
around.
See,
I have.
I feel like
C. I
So we
have a
start with,
homie that's a nerd sitting next to me, and it's a C.
I feel like it's C because it's got like amazing in it, and it's always the amazing Spider-Man.
Smart. C, locked in. Used to be a former comic broker when I was 12.
Stan Lee and Jack Kirby are awesome, and they are revered around Cleveland. It's C.
All right, I'll
Have
go
y'all
with the
ever
comic
done
broker.
Yeah, I think it's the squad one, but I have no idea, so I'll just go with the group.
I mean, it's C, but have you ever done the Spider-Man where you sling it and fling it? My bad. I'll C.
That's like semen.
They
Yeah.
sold it.
Lock it in.
10,
Spider-Man.
9,
Sold it.
8,
I'll go with the. I have no idea.
7, 6.
Six.
All right. It seems like the cast has come to an answer. I'm picking on my new guy. All right, newbie. Tell us what the cast decided and tell me, do you think you guys got it right?
Yeah, the cast decided on C. That would be Amazing Fantasy 15, designed by the amazing Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Shout out to Cleveland. Man, it's going to be a great answer when we get this baby right. Also, the cast didn't decide nothing.
I think they decided C. All right, Jerry. The cast decided C. Tell us the answer and give us some background.
The answer is indeed C, Amazing Fantasy 15, but Trevor did have one of his facts wrong. It was written by Stan Lee, that is correct. However, it was drawn by artist Steve Ditko. The cover was drawn by Jack Kirby. However, the interior or the first actual appearance of Spider-Man, the comic is drawn by Steve Ditko, the creator of the
I
design.
know there was in there somewhere.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. So they did get it right, even for the wrong reasons, or one of the facts was wrong. But your fate lies in their hands. Now, that's usually how the show would go. But for people out there, regular folks like me and Jerry, this is an addendum to you guys, how you can play the game. So it's going to be 3-minute elevator pitch about your comic book series. So you can pour your heart out to our public and see if we can get you some support, help, and maybe some wings under this baby for the second what is it? Copy. No.
Second issue. Yep.
Second issue. There you go. Yep. Or you will be left at the mercy of doing 3 minutes of other as decided by the cast. So that is their choices for you, Jerry. Cross your fingers and hope they have mercy. Everybody, cameras on. All right, you guys will have 30 seconds on the clock to decide. And Damien, if you keep shouting out, you're never going to get to talk. I promise you. All right. 60 seconds on the clock because you guys have people tuning in to help you with this, to decide what he's going to do. The question is 3-minute elevator pitch or 3 minutes of something else, as to be decided by you guys. Okay, that is the only question that is on the board. Let the conversation begin.
I mean, he's been here listening.
Hello. How about he does a character? How about he does a character of Brenda? He's an artist.
Okay.
I want to hear the elevator pitch just because, you know, I'm a nerd and I want to be sold what he's doing. So I'm locking in on an elevator pitch. Y'all can do it.
I want to hear the elevator pitch too. I want to know more about it.
I like we each get a real quick question and a real quick answer related to his expertise.
You do, Joey. I'm glad
I
you
was
keep
hoping he could draw characters of us for the cards, but hey, you guys don't think.
Elevator pitch for me.
Elevator pitch while drawing pictures of us for the cards. That's what I go with.
I just hope that he's funny. Lock it in. You better be funny, bro.
All right. Elevator pitch it is. 5-3.
All right. Cameras off. Everybody decided that to be merciful and allow you to give this elevator pitch that I was going to have you do earlier, but our interview ran long, so I'm glad that they gave me my wish. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock, and this is our version of Shark Tank. So what's your elevator pitch? 3 minutes on the clock, and for the love of late night, please let it be good. Let's go.
My comic book is called M Squad. And M Squad is the greatest superhero comic book that you haven't read yet. It's a classic superhero story along the veins of such comics as X-Men, Avengers, Teen Titans, and the Justice League. So it is a very traditional superhero comic written, drawn, and created by me. I have a bunch of really cool characters that have unique superpowers that come together to help protect the world from forces of evil, really. It's as black and white as that. But we get to get into each of these characters and their unique backgrounds. We have a brother-sister team. We have Frostbite and Nova, ice powers and flame powers. We have our strong man of the team. His name is Boldar. He can turn into solid stone, but he comes from a rough background. We have our leader of the team is Gravite. He can control the forces of gravity, but he has a background and a history that we're unveiling that has a lot of mystery and intrigue to it. The newest member of the team is Spectrum. She is the lady who features in issue 1 and is rescued by the team and joins up with them. She can control light. She makes light-powered force fields, but if the light's not strong enough, her force fields could fail her. And she's new. And then the last member of the team is Fang. He is like a werewolf. He can transform, and he's super strong, but he's very old. And he, again, also has a lot of mystery that we're unveiling throughout the history of the story and as we go through issue to issue. This is a story that I created back when I was about 13 years old. And I've been developing and refining these characters to the point where the story has it's very smooth. There's a lot of action, but there's also a lot of character driven elements to it as well. I feel like the artwork, if you're not even if you're not a tenured comic book fan, you're still going to really enjoy this classic comic book style that I have. And it is full color. So issue 1 was 24 pages of full color story. Issue 2 is 40 pages packed with action, excitement. The team has to take down a group of techno-terrorists who have taken over an entire city with advanced technology that nobody can stop except for M Squad. And so they're brought in and have to face this danger and see if they can save the city from a doomsday device. And there's M Squad.
Okay. Well, about 15 seconds short, but we'll take it. All right.
I'm an amateur. I'm not a professional.
I think you did just fine.
Thank you.
It was exciting. I could feel, your heartbeat behind it. So I definitely think that it was, all that I asked for. And shout out to Mr. Estrada, which is our clipper. And I'm sure that he will clip that video for me because it was, I certainly got a idea of what it's about. And I'm not even a comic book reader, but what we do around here is on your 3 minutes, we do test your funny. But in this case, we are going to test your elevator pitch. I will give you 5 points if you can call to the stream. No, wait, I'm sorry. I'll give you 5 points if you land in the A category. AB, we give you 5 points. If you get all A's, then we give you 10 points. I was trying to figure out how that went. But definitely we like to decide, elevator pitches are what we use to, get people interested in our projects. And wanting to go and see what we are doing. So I'll set your stream now because I didn't do it before you started talking. Everyone in the studio who is down to go buy the next what I keep wanting to call it issue.
It's issues.
Right.
Comic books come out in issues.
Comic book comes out in issues, and we have issues, but ours are episodes. Okay. So if you're gonna go out and buy that next issue of M Squad in the studio, cameras on to show that Jerry Rasco here did enough to get your $19.99 out your pocket. How much does an issue go for?
That's a great question because I have price ranges from low to high. So I start with at $5, you can get a digital copy. So if you pledge $5, you get a PDF copy emailed to you and you can read it right on your computer. And then I have copies that literally have metal covers. The cover is printed on metal on the cover and it's really, really cool looking. And a set of those can go for as much as $100. So it really depends and everything in between. So I have real low end for intro people. I got high end for the high end collectors.
All right, let's go for the $5 copy. We love $5 around here. And we are online, so we love everything that's online. So if you'll spend that $5 to go buy that next issue of M Squad, cameras on to show your support. And if you said, I'm going to take my $5 and go buy a biggie bag at a restaurant, cameras off, and we'll talk about it later. Count of three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Board looks good. All right, Jerry. Remember, the name of this game is Test Your Elevator Pitch. And so if you stay in the A-B range, I will give you 5 points. If you get all A's, you will be in our valedictorian class, and I will give you 10 points. I'll double that score, okay?
Sounds awesome.
Who's going to be your first grader? Dickie, Nikki, Trevor, Randy, Insane, Lloyd Legacy, Sharp, Joey Lee, Bacon, or Ralph James?
I'm going to take what I think is a softball pitch. I'm going to take Trevor because I think he's in.
I like your reasoning, and you are correct. All right, Trevor.
So
you're going to spend that $5 to go out and get that copy?
Well, I'm actually just pulled up the Kickstarter to pledge to $5 for the first one. So as we're asking to judge the elevator pitch, you gave us comparison to the past, related it to a genre, gave us a brief synopsis of the characters you have and what they're going to and what's to come. I mean, whether or not you're selling it, the elevator pitch was an A.
Right on. You got your first A and a lot of positive feedback and a pledge of $5. Look at us making it work. All right, Jerry, who is going to be your next grader?
Let's go with Joey. Let's see what Joey has to say.
Let's do it. Joey Lee, A, B, C, D, or F. Boom, bomb on the elevator pitch. And are you spending that $5?
I would buy it. I would give it an A. However, I would suggest you focus a little bit harder. It seemed like either you did it and it kind of blended, but hit harder, like what's really new, different, and unique than all these other similar comic books that makes your pitch stand out above the rest. That'd be my suggestion.
Okay.
That's a great point.
All right, you're still in the A category though, so that's good for you. We're at a strong start. We got a little suggestion here on the sidelines. So who will be your next grader?
So I am going to say an elevator pitch on a comic book without visuals is a little unique, but we'll make it work. But let's go with Randy.
Ooh. Randy, A, B, C, D, or boom, crash, fail. what would you grade the elevator pitch, and are you spending that $5?
Well, me and comic books have a different relationship because I would read it one time and then I'd go out in the mud and blow it up with all my army soldiers. So, but you can feel this passion, and that's an A.
Okay, I love it. Seems like tic-tac-toe, 3 comedians in a row. You have all A's so far. Who's your next grader?
Let's go with Insane. He said he was a comic book dealer, I think, at one point.
Oh, you heard that. Okay, very good. Insane. A, B, C, D, or F, L, boom. Are you spending that $5?
Absolutely. I was like 11. I used to find them and resell them to a kid on the bus for 3 times what I bought them for.
Also an entrepreneur at an earlier age. All right, Jerry. You still are in the A range. All great comments. One suggestion. Who's going to be your next grader?
I'm going to bring in Dickie and Nikki because that's 2 people to impress at one time.
Absolutely. Dickie, Nikki, camera, mic on. A, B, C, D, or F, L, bomb. What would you grade that elevator pitch, and are you spending that $5?
She had to leave to go drop a deuce, so I'm going to make an executive decision on this. I mean, I would have rather jerked off to a Harry Potter movie than listen to that fucking pitch again.
So A, B, C, D, or fail?
Fail.
All right. Well,
I mean,
that's okay because you are
That's
still.
Dickie's award.
Hold on, quiet in the studio. You are still in the AB range. So even with the F, you still have a low. All right, since he can't contain himself, get yourself together. All right. You are in the A- category, but still in the A's. AB range. So you still have 5 points on the board. Who is your next grader?
We'll pull in Bacon. Let's see what she has to say.
All right, Bacon. A, B, C, D, or fail. Boom, crash.
I have to say A because I'm definitely already like sucked in. Like I want to see where Spectrum's going and like what spectrum they're on. Like, are we talking like Pride? Are we talking little autisms? Like, I want to know.
All right. Well, we got some comic book fans in the house. We're still on the A-, not on the honor roll, but still good. Who's your next grader?
Who do we have left?
Teams Lloyd, Legacy, Sharp, and Damien. Oh no, wait. And those are your 2.
Ralph and Lloyd. Okay, so let's go. We'll go with Lloyd, and then we'll wrap it up with Ralph at the end.
All right, Lloyd. A, B, C, D, or F, L, boom. What would you grade the elevator pitch, and are you spending that $5?
Now that I've had time to remove the image of Dickie jerking off to Harry Potter out of my head.
Can you ever really, though?
That's what's up.
I'll deal with that later. So gets an A, and here's why. Because as an aging millennial, I have had nothing but DC and Marvel shoved down my throat my entire life. I'm a bit over it at this point, and what I got from that pitch was something new, something different, with detail, and it seems like something that would hold the plot together better than the last 5 Avenger movies. Take my money and help me escape reality in a way that makes sense.
All right. Well, you definitely are in the A- range. Still some great comments. One that's just not a comic book fan. There are some out there. But we are wrapping it up with Ralph James. I think even if he graded you on the low end, you would still come out ahead. But let's see what he has to say. A, B, C, D, or F, L, boom.
I'm going to go B, please. The reason being, I'm not a real comic book fan. I've never been into it. And he was explaining it. He was explaining it to other comic book aficionados. I think he needs to take in consideration, I'm not a comic book guy. If you're going to do an elevator pitch, you might be prepared for a non-comic book guy. And I'm still curious, why is it a comic book with a dark city and a city ready to be restored? I don't see a whole lot of comedy in that. That's just my 2 cents.
Well, that is definitely correct because he's a comic book writer, not a comedian.
Comic book writer.
Yes. So, Jerry, it looks like you definitely got your 5 points. Y'all give it up for Jerry. As a non-regular person in the regular world, Jerry, thank you so much for playing along with us. And we have come to the Oh, I want to play this game, so I'm playing it. And this game is Who Said That? And this is an impression game. It's a new game that I just thought up on the bus ride home. And yes, that's what the ride does to you. It definitely gets you to wondering who said that. And
Who said that?
Yes, and in this one, or in this game, I should say, you guys are going to do impressions of one another. So I hope that you have been listening to each other, and with Jerry Rascal in the building, looking for voices for, maybe can help us out on a comic book series of our own. But also looking for voices to voice other projects he may have. And he might have a superhero in mind for you. All right. What we're going to do is I'm going to pick a contestant, and you guys the contestant will get a chance to pick every square. So everybody will get a turn. So get your best impressions on. And I will give them 1 point. Whoever has the emphysema, go ahead and mute your mic, please.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. All right. I'll give you 1 point for every impression that you can get right. And I will give you an extra 5 bonus points if you can get them all right. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So I am going to pick our contestant by simply thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Somebody's going to get it because there's 9 of you here. So I'm thinking of a number. Insane, what's the number?
3.
Lloyd.
8.
Jerry.
6.
Trevor.
7.
Randy.
10.
Damien.
Whatever the fuck Randy said.
All right. So, how about this? All right, Bacon.
9.
Ralph.
2.
Joey.
Is 1 taken?
Nope.
I'll
But
take it.
actually, Jerry got it correct. It is the number 6 because it's my birthday month of June. So, 6 is very special to me. So I totally hope that you have been kind of paying attention to, all the voices on the screen. So this is going to be very, very cool. You get to pick out of all the squares. Who are you going to go with first?
Let me make sure I understand this. So I'm picking someone to do what exactly?
You are going to pick someone to do an impression of someone else on the screen, and you have to guess which character on the screen that they are talking about. I will give you 1 point for everyone. No, I don't want you to do impressions. They're gonna do them.
All right.
who will you start with first?
So I'm going to take Joey first. I want to hear his impressions.
All right, Joey Lee.
So I'm going to do, who am I going to do?
Hold on. You're not going to tell him who you're going to do because that would kill the game. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the next 30 seconds to give your impression of someone on the stream. And then we're going to give him a chance to guess who you're talking about. Okay, got it?
Got it.
All right, 30 seconds. Let the impressions begin. Who said that?
You know, motherfucker. You know, drop the mic, throw it on the ground, big pitch, pussy, Oh, you give me a cigar. I can put my mouth, you know. That guy's so stupid. I gave him an F. He doesn't care about eating peanut butter and onions. What an idiot. My wife's in the bathroom going to the toilet.
All right. Jerry.
Yeah.
Now, you have your choice out of Damien, Trevor, Randy, Insane. Let's see, Lloyd Legacy, Sharp, Bacon, or Ralph James. Who do you think that impression? Who said that?
I needed like 2 words, and I knew that's Dickie. That was nailed it. That's an A impression. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Why do you talk that way?
Well, quiet in the studio. Quiet. All right. Well, Jerry, you have won yourself a point. And we're going to be so generous because you say he nailed it. Joey Lee, you can give yourself the point as well. All right, so that is 2 points. And Joey Lee, very great job. All right, you have these folks left. You got Dickie, you got Insane, Lloyd Legacy, Sharp, Trevor, Randy Holton, Bacon, or Ralph. Who's your next impressionist?
I'm going to go with Randy, the center square.
All right, Randy. 30 seconds on the clock to give Jerry your best impression of someone on the stream, and it can't be Damien.
Damn it.
That's who I was thinking.
Did I hear something in the background?
Damn it.
Well, you know, I would never, ever eat something like that. I mean, I'm from the ghetto, and I've eaten a lot of strange things. Never. I'm never gonna eat something like that. You don't. No. I tell you, no. Never, ever gonna. No. Nah. You can forget it.
All right, and that is time. All right, Jerry. Who do you think? Wait a minute. Who said that?
That is Lloyd. As soon as he said from the ghetto, I knew it was Lloyd.
All right, Randy, is he correct?
Absolutely, minus the glasses and the background and the do-rag. I don't have any of that. Sorry.
Very nicely done. You get the point, and Randy gets the point. So we are doing good. You've already chosen Joey. You've already chosen Randy. So who will be your next impressionist?
I'm very curious. As the only other, well, I don't know if Nikki is back from the toilet yet, but as the only other woman on the panel, I want to hear what Bacon is going to do with these chucklehead guys. So, Bacon.
All right, Bacon, you have 30 seconds on the clock and to give your best impression, and it can't be Dickie or Lloyd Legacy Sharp. Let's go. Who said that?
Oh man, well, I got scooped up today and I'm making tamales. And maybe tamale, I could get and sit here and
Stop. It cannot be Damien or
Nikki. Oh, my bad.
Nikki's not there. She had to run and go do something. So only the people on the stream.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Hold on. Oh, she's back, but you can't pick her because she wasn't there when you started. So Trevor, Insane, Randy Holton, Joey Lee, or Ralph James. 30 seconds on the clock. Let the impressions begin.
Well, I don't have a bag, but I'm here and I am not somebody on the panel. I am not here today, and I was here the other day, and well, now, I don't even know. But yeah, guess me. Who am I? I don't even know.
We're just gonna, 30 seconds is up. Jerry, all right. You have your choice between Trevor, Randy, Insane, Ralph, and Joy Lee. Who do you think that impression was? Who said that?
The only thing that could have made it better was if she slightly had the pizza box get slightly caught trying to take it off, and then it would be 100% Joey Lee.
Actually, Bacon, is he correct? Unmute your mic.
He is correct, and I just got in trouble because there's totally open pizza sauce in there, and now it's running everywhere.
Oh no, what she will do for funny. All right, so I believe you got Randy. Bacon gets a point, you get a point, and there was definitely, who else was there who went? You had 3.
And Joey.
And Joey, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, and Joey. So tic-tac-toe, 3 comedians in a row. You are doing great. Who will be your next impressionist?
Let's go Trevor.
All right, Trevor. All right, you have your choice between Nikki, because now she's back, Randy, Insane, Bacon, and Ralph James. 30 seconds on the clock. Let the impressions begin. Wait, who said that?
Well, I'm from New York.
Wrong.
All right, Jerry, that was a different impression. You have your choice out of Insane, Randy Holton, Bacon, or Ralph James. Who was that impression of? Wait, who said that?
I was very curious to see if Trevor could overcome his gingerness to pretend to be anything but ginger, and he did it. It is Insane.
Oh my God. All right, Trevor, is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you are killing it. 4 points on the board. You have Nikki, Insane. Let's see, Ralph, James, and Lloyd Legacy. Oh wait, yeah, and Lloyd Legacy Sharp to pick from. Who will it be?
I'm going to go with Ralph.
All right, Ralph James, you have 30 seconds on the clock to give your best impression of someone on the board. And it cannot be an impression that's already been given because I forgot the names already. So just don't repeat. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. Let the impressions begin. Wait, who said that?
Well, guys, I just want to tell you, I was born with only half a butt. And you know how hard it is to sit on a toilet with only half a butt? What I really need is a butt donor registry. I'll tell you, I'd be checking it every day. When I try to wipe my ass with only one bun, it is so difficult. Please help me out, guys.
Okay. All right, Jerry. Who do you think that was?
The lack of a complete ass is a real problem in America today. I think we all need to take a minute of seriousness to realize we could all be doing more for the people who suffer. But that obviously is Mr. Trevor with half an ass.
Oh, I think that's a good guess. Ralph, is he correct?
I don't know how he figured it out, but yeah.
You are doing awesome, Jerry. And you said that you wouldn't be good at this game. It is great for regular people. All right, Jerry. You have Nikki, Insane, Lloyd Legacy, Sharp to choose from. Who's going to be your next impressionist?
Let's get Nikki back in here.
All right, Nikki, baby. All right, you have 30 seconds on the clock to give your best impression to somebody on the screen that has not been done yet. 30 seconds on the clock. Let the impression begin. Wait, who said that?
Don't do it.
Oh my God, I hate y'all right now. So you guys, I'm coming up with this new comic I'm writing. It's about this rock. And this rock can walk. Not only can it walk, it can blast straight the fuck off into space. And the thing is, though, what nobody has even begun to understand yet is it has a family back here. And there's so many ideas that have been compartmentalized, like, just all over in my brain. And I just, like, for $5 a month, you can take this journey with me. And it'll be, you know, I'd love to see what comes into fruition.
Right. All right, Jerry. Who do you think that was? Wait.
Wow. I mean, it's clearly somebody debonair, extremely intelligent and creative. I mean, Hollywood names are flying around my head. The $5 a month Sally Field pledge. I never thought of that. I wish I had. Obviously, that is myself, and I appreciate it.
Oh my God, Nikki, is he correct?
She nailed it.
That's so bad, dude. I don't even know.
Oh my God, Jerry, you are ripping it with this, and I am so glad that I decided to take the journey. You have 2 folks left, Insane and Lloyd Legacy Sharp. Who will your next impressionist be?
We'll go with Lloyd.
All right, Lloyd Legacy Sharp. 30 seconds on the clock to give your best impression of somebody on the stream that hasn't been done yet. Let me dry my tears first. 30 seconds on the clock, and let the impressions begin. Wait, who said that?
You know, I used to have a really shitty sound system, but I've gotten my mic together. It's really hard to get great sound here in Florida because of all the noise with the gators and stuff. But and really, the reason it's because of all the gators, and I feel like I'll eat anything. Like I can't shoot when you're here. When Bugs Bunny has said that your steak should be sawed off with a saw, you pretty much eat anything because you never know when you're gonna throw it away. I think I've got the sound right where you can hear my eggs for living in Florida. I know I'm pale, but it's they don't go outside to the sun. Where's Florida? It's Florida. So much Florida.
All right, Jerry, you've been doing so good. So who do you think this impression is of? Wait, who said that?
I feel like that's a dead on Randy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's check in and see if you are correct. Lloyd, is he correct?
Yes.
All right, Jerry, look at you blazing it. You only have one left, and that is insane. 30 seconds on the clock, insane, for you to give your best impression of the only person left. And there's so many of y'all, I don't even know who it is. So let your impressions begin. Wait, who said that?
Well, I'm not good at impressions, man, and I forgot who's still left.
I see how it is.
I'm joking. So, yeah, I'm here in the middle of nowhere, and I'm losing internet reception. Hold on, I'm...
Oh, you're cruel. You're cruel.
What? I'm just being me. I can't help it. I look like this. Stop staring at me. Give me money, please. Go to my OnlyFans or OnlyVan or whatever they have in Alabama. I mean, Turkey, Kentucky, Mississippi. I wanted to do. Thank God.
Oh my Lord! Jerry, you heard the impression. Who do you think? Wait, who said that?
so I don't know what this says, if there's an intervention that's needed, but I got it from this before I got it from this. So I'm going to go with bacon.
Is he correct?
Yeah, with Tommy Chong visiting with bacon.
Oh, I thought he was doing Dickie again.
Absolutely. So congratulations, Jerry. You got your 8 points plus your 5 because you got all of them right. So that is a total of 13 points for this round. Very good. Y'all clap your hands for the new game. That was funny. That was what, oh, my little rib cage is hurting. But we have now come, I believe, to our last trivia question of the night. So we have one left. And wait, Damien is definitely putting his hand in the air for this one. You say trivia, an interactive comedy trivia game. And this is our last question of the night. So what I'm going to do is I am going to ask the cast who they feel should do this last question, and everybody has a vote. and we're going to start off with our published author, Jerry Rasco, and see who do you want to hear more from tonight.
If Lloyd has a good question, I say let's go for it.
Nice. Okay, digging it. Trevor, how about you? Who would you like to hear more from tonight?
Muted.
Joey Lee.
Okay, one for Lloyd, one for Joey Lee. Randy, how about you?
Lloyd Legacy.
Lloyd, good Lloyd, good Lloyd. Okay, 2 for Lloyd. All right, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, who would you like to hear more from?
I haven't heard from Nikki enough tonight. I'm going with Nikki.
Hey, I'm thinking it. Okay, Joey Lee, who would you like to hear more from tonight?
I want to hear from Trevor.
Ooh. Bacon, how about you?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Ralph, who would you like to hear more from?
I would like Lloyd. He reminds me of the guy that stole my lunch money all the time in high school.
All right, Lloyd Legacy Sharp by Cast Vote. Go ahead and pose your trivia question and the 3 answers, and we'll take it from there.
All right. Luckily, I had a question prepared. This is good. And it's ironic that I was picked because of that, because I was the one who got my lunch money too. So this is vindication for me. I mentioned earlier that I live 5 minutes from Fenway Park, so I am surrounded by sports nuts. So this is going to be a sports question. But they're athletes that mostly everybody knows, so you might have heard of them. Question is, which one of these 3 basketball legends has never won an NBA championship? Is it A, Scottie Pippen, B, Kevin Garnett, or C, Allen Iverson?
Ooh, very good question. I know the people tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond are sports fans, and we will get to put your question on an actual trivia card in our card deck. So this is a great question. I'm going to add you and your cast back together, and then you are going to say the question and give the answers one more time.
Sorry. Which one of these NBA basketball legends has never won an NBA championship? Is it A, Scottie Pippen, B, Kevin Garnett, or C, Allen Iverson?
All right, you guys heard the question twice. You heard the answers twice. I'm going to put 1 minute, 60 seconds on the clock because you guys have people out there still rocking with you. Kyle and David Green are still there. I'm surprised Matt Timney is nowhere to be seen. I'm going to have to tell him about himself. Anyway, 60 seconds on the clock. Remember your mic etiquette. Please give grace to your new castmates. If you hear Jerry's voice, I need you to suck it in and let him everybody got me?
Yes.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Let the conversations begin.
I know because that was the black guy that was asking the question. It's Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
AI.
Garnett.
AI.
Garnett,
It's Allen Iverson. He's the only one that didn't win. Garnett got it with the Celtics.
Yeah,
And Pippen got it with the
Garnett
Bulls.
both
It's AI. Allen Iverson. Lock it in.
See?
Yeah.
Matt Timney would say that basketball players are all sissies anyway.
Allen Iverson.
I'm gonna say Scotty Pippen.
And he may have won in the ABA, but not the NBA.
Correct. No.
Allen Iverson.
Next
Lock
question
it in.
is
It's
Pippen
You
won
guys
with
are
the Bulls.
losers if you don't lock it in. It's
Garnett
Allen
won with the
Iverson.
Celtics.
Garnett with the
Iverson was
Celtics.
with the 76ers.
Mike
Allen
etiquette,
Iverson.
please.
Can you shut the fuck up so I can
Okay.
hear one person at a
Can you
time?
lock in,
Please, I have
please?
no idea
Iverson.
what nobody's saying.
Lock in.
it's C. Allen Iverson, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that one.
Yeah, lock
Okay, lock it in. Thank you.
C.
Number 2 at Philadelphia.
in.
All
Lock in,
right.
Trevor.
See,
Allen
Lock in.
Iverson.
Lock it in.
All right, there was a lot going on, and I'm just gonna say, Bacon, since you were the one who tried to calm everybody down so we could get kind of an answer, camera on, tell me what you heard, and tell me, do you think you guys got it right?
Well, what I had heard was, I'm just saying though, like, not anime style. I'm not super saying. I'm just saying what I had heard was, what had happened was they wouldn't shut up. So I couldn't hear nothing. And then, so I think they said C, but I don't even know who that is or what that letter represents. That's all I got out of anything. So I hope we see you on the other side.
All right. Well, let's see what Lloyd Legacy Sharp has to say. Give us the answer and a little background.
The answer is C. Allen Iverson. Scottie Pippen obviously played for the Chicago Bulls of the 90s. I don't really need to go into that, but if we do need to go into that, Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls, 90s, enough said. Kevin Garnett won a championship. The only championship he won was here in Boston in 2008, which is also the only championship that the Boston Celtics have won before the one we won last year after Larry Bird. And Allen Iverson is arguably, not definitely, but arguably the greatest player to have never won a championship ring. That's debatable. We're not going to get into it here, but the answer is C.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Lock it in.
You already did that. You already did that. Dick. All right, Dick. We did. You already did that. You already did that. You can stop saying it now.
Lock it in.
All right. Well, it seems that they got it correct, so you win 0 points. But we still have your 3 minutes of comedy or 3 minutes of something else to go. You know the decision is not yours, and it now lies in the hands of your castmates. All right, so we are going to see what they want you to do. Everybody, cameras on. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to decide whether Lloyd Legacy Sharp will be doing 3 minutes of comedy or 3 minutes of something else. That is the only question that is up for debate. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. 30 seconds on the clock. Let the conversations begin. Please remember mic etiquette and give your new castmates some grace. Let's go.
Y'all, I need my boy to do 3 minutes. I need this in my life. Please.
I just wanted them to do a Donald Trump impression for 3 minutes straight.
That's what I had in mind.
I had to do Trump last time, so Trump's out of the question. I had to do Trump last time as a drag queen.
All right. As I said, the only question up for debate is 3 minutes of comedy or 3 minutes of something else.
Something
10
else.
seconds
Something
on
else.
the
Something
clock.
else.
Something else.
Something else.
Oh. What?
Something
Y'all are
else.
cold, man. All right.
The question is something else or comedy.
Get him, Randy. Get him, Randy.
8, 7,
Something else.
6,
Something else.
5, 4.
I think he should rap
Something
his
else like that.
performance. Have him rap his performance.
1, 0.
That's racist.
Ralph, what happened?
I'm going.
Lock it in.
Well, due to Ralph not locking it in,
Shit.
Lloyd Legacy Sharp, the choice has reverted to you, and you will get to do your 3 minutes of comedy or 3 minutes of something else. What do you choose? Unmute your mic and give your answer.
You know, it's a little late for something else, so I'm just going to do 3 minutes of comedy.
Hey, Hey, da 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 da. Even in this 3 minutes of comedy, we will be testing your funny. All right, Lloyd Legacy Sharp. In order to get on the honor roll, you have to have all A's, and you will receive 10 points. If you land in the AB range, you will receive 5 points. So, 3 minutes on the clock. Let the funny begin. It does not have to be jokes, but rest of the cast,
please let it be funny.
Hey, let's go.
So, Black History Month. Real popular in some circles. Personally, I'm glad it's over. Which I know sounds oxymoronic. I'm not high on oxy. I'm not a moron. I can explain. See, now that we're in May, there's at least another 7 or 8, 9 months before I have to hear a bunch of photo opposites of me say, "Where's White History Month?" What? You know, it's one thing to be ignorant. It's another thing to ignore the obvious. Where's White History Month has the same answer as where's Straight Pride Month? Every other month. And at least Pride Month has a 30-day minimum month. We've got February. The calendar equivalent of a 3/5 vote. But, hey, I came online tonight to solve racism. I am going to advocate for White History Month for a very specific brand of white. Italian History Month. Because I've been told by the Porcelain people that Italian people are the black people of white people. And if I've been properly informed, I say, let them have the last week of February. During leap year. It's as far as I'm willing to go. And I'm a little bit guilty here because I sound like half the problem. Like the biggest issue with me talking about Black History Month is that I look like I can say the N word, but I sound like I shouldn't. So it's a really awkward 28 days trying to sit in the solidarity when they think I look like the victim but sound like the problem. But that's why comedy's great, because I can say whatever I want. And I look black enough to get away with it. But I sound white enough to make you listen. And while I got you listening, here's a piece of advice. Do not say the term "fuck boys" around Catholic priests. That is how you become an accomplice. I got 18 seconds left, and I'm going to turn it back to the room. I'm Lloyd Legacy Sharp.
Oh my dear Jesus. Oh man. Lloyd Legacy Sharp. It is always a pleasure to hear you stretch out on the show. You are growing year after year after year, and I can't believe where our friendship has made it to. So tell the people tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond if they want to hear more about what they should not say in front of priests. Let them know where they can find you.
I am no longer on Twitter because fuck that. But I can be found on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat if you're using it. You shouldn't. I barely do. But that and Lemon8, I guess, is a thing, at Lloyd Legacy 617. And I'm on Facebook at Lloyd Legacy Sharp, as many people in this room already know.
Oh my goodness. Well, like I said, very, very good performance. And now we are going to get to your paper and your grading on test. Yo, funny. All right. Who is going to be your first grader out of, see what I did there? First grader. Out of Dickie and Nikki, Jerry, Trevor, Randy, Insane, Joey Lee, Bacon, and Ralph.
Yeah, first grader after Catholic priest sounds really appropriate. Since she wanted to hear my comedy so much, I am going to start with Nikki. Hope I served her well.
Good choice. All right, Nikki. A, B, C, D, or F. Fail. Boom. What would you?
I had to steal Dickie's phone. Quit it. So, dude, okay. I have a soft spot for Lloyd. Ain't even met him in real life. Doesn't even matter.
He's racist. He's racist.
Will
He's
you-
racist.
Will you hush?
I told you he's racist. He's racist.
Nikki, let her talk.
All right, fine. All right, fine. I'll shut up.
Dude, A+, just because your whole vibe, dude, is a vibe. I fuck with it heavy. Good job, man. The 3/5 February deal sets it off, dude. It is just like the little razzle dazzle that you like.
Yeah, she was laughing so hard she actually put like a little snot rocket out of her nose before she talked to you. It was fucking cute.
Well, even though he messed that up, you know what I'm trying to say. I got mad love for you. I think you're fabulous. A+. Set it off.
All right,
Thank you.
Lloyd. Yeah, very positive comments, even with Dickie's loud mouth in the side.
No, I'm just saying. I know.
Don't talk over the host, Nikki. Won't talk over the host.
Don't worry, I got the button.
Okay.
So he'll be in the back room until he can get himself. Like, seriously, if it wasn't for Nikki, I'd have booted him out long time ago. Like, I definitely, I don't get her on the show that much. So she's definitely the reason why I am struggling through this, because I would hate for him to make her lose her opportunity to do something, with people on the stream, because they can't hear her because he keeps talking. So I'm not sure how that works out, but we'll figure that out in the green room. So you have 1A. So you are on the honor roll. The door's still open, though. So who's your next grader?
All right. It is time for what I presume will be some constructive criticism, which is good for this game. So let's go to Joey Lee.
Joey Lee. A, B, C, D, or F. Boom. What would you grade that 3 minutes?
The other night you told us on Facebook that we should get together and do a show. So I ain't gonna do a show with a dud. So he's obviously A in my book. I can't wait to do that. I've never seen you without like purple and red lights on your face. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Well, let's see. Purple, red, and orange. I think it would still work. The color scheme would still work. All right, Lloyd Legacy. You have 2 A's. You're still on the honor roll. Who's going to be your next grader?
I would like to hear from the person who is going to save me from comic book repetition purgatory. Let's go to the artist and author in the room.
Jerry Rasco. All right, Jerry. A, B, C, D, or F. Boom, crash. What would you grade that 3 minutes?
I don't know if I feel qualified to say this, but I'm going to go with a B+. And the reason I went B+ is that I've heard a lot of the Black History Month jokes before. The one that got me, though, was I look like I can say the N-word, but I sound like I can't say the N-word. I would like to see more in that direction. That was great. And then what I really want to know, though, is where did you get the Sharper Image Christmas laser deco? Like, I'd like to see you go in that direction.
Gotcha.
Well, I would like to say the one caveat, Jerry, is you are the most qualified on this screen to give out a grade for the funny, because this is your first time around it, and you are the person that Lloyd Legacy Sharp would be trying to buy the ticket to come to his show. So you are the most qualified here. Everybody else is probably going to just show up and see if they can get on stage. But you, I know, would be in the audience clapping your hands. So, all right, Lloyd, you fell off the honor roll, but you're still in the AB section. So 5 points is still up for grabs. Who's going to be your next grader?
My next grader is going to be the person that I allegedly did a spot-on impression of. I don't think I did that good, but I guess I did okay. Let's hear from the Florida man, Randy.
All right, Randy Holton, A, B, C, D, or F, fail, bomb. What would you grade that 3 minutes?
Well, I think there should be a white trash history month. I mean, all the white trash people are neglected, downtrodden, beaten down. But any kind of racial jokes, I'm all in. It's an A.
Okay, tic-tac-toe, 3 people in a row. So you are still in the AB range. So even with the B plus, you're still hitting at an A minus. So who's going to be your next grader?
Next, I would like to hear from somebody who apparently almost didn't make it here tonight, but ended up being one of, if not the funniest person on the show so far. Let's hear from Trevor.
All right, Trevor. A, B, C, D, or F, fail, boom. What would you give that 3 minutes?
I'm gonna ask this question real quick. Lloyd, you okay with constructive criticism?
Yes, please.
All right, I'm gonna give it a C plus. You found your niche. You got me with the 3/5 joke. The problem was it was like 1 minute and 20 seconds in. And then also I feel like you really found your niche. And I don't know if you were working out new material or anything, but you seemed to get a lot calmer and your energy changed once you went into the self-deprecating material. And almost I think it makes a little bit more sense to, if you're going to do that set, bring that self-deprecating, the N-word and all that up front first, then talk about society. Let them know who you are before. But yeah, I mean, I thought the jokes were great. It was literally just the order that threw it off for me.
Okay.
Can I say why I agree with him? Can I say why I agree with him? You're right, because when I do that set on stage, that's usually the stuff I do first. What I do tonight is more in the middle on stage. So you're right. I agree with you. I'll take it.
Okay, so we got a C plus, a B plus, and 2 A's, which lands you in the B plus category, but still in range of your 5 points. Who is your next grader?
I think next I want to hear from Don't Call Me May, Ralphie.
Oh, wait. Let me see what happened to him. Oh, there he is. All right, Ralphie, A, B, C, D, or F, fell, boom. What would you grade that 3 minutes?
I'll tell you, I'm going to give him a B, but if he agrees to give me my bike back, I'm going to give him an A. I want Stan Lee to know that when a black man's gay, he's really on the down low. And last thing is, you've already got Kwanzaa in December, Black History Month in February. What are you going to do? Dominate the whole calendar? Well, anyway, I thought it was great. Thank you.
All right, Lloyd Legacy. Another B, so we're still in the B category, so that's still good. So who's going to be your next grader?
Let's go with the lady who found a way to fit my name into a religious harmony earlier.
Bacon. A, B, C, D, or F, fell, boom. What did you grade that 3 minutes?
I thought it was hilarious. I don't know why everybody's hating. I thought it was a solid A. Like, it had me fucking giggling the whole time. Especially, my only question was the order of things as well. And with the whole self-deprecation and everything, it leads into everything else. But when you explain how you flipped it, that answered that question. So, for real, solid A, dude. Thank you. It was hilarious.
Very cool. You got 2 A's, C plus, and a couple of B's. So that lands you on the B plus. So you're out of the danger zone, but you still got 2 more graders left. Who is it going to be? Oh, I'm sorry, 3 more graders left. Nikki, Dicky, and Insane.
Nikki already graded me, I think. She was the first one I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Dicky or
Insane.
yeah. You know what? Let's hear from the other of the Ickies. Let's hear from Dicky.
Other of the Ickies. All right, Dicky, A, B, C, D, or F, L, boom. What did you grade that 3 minutes?
I just didn't think he was black enough. I mean, I was hoping for more black. You know, you can't even see Brenda, right? I mean, and you were like totally not as black as I thought you were. You're like Will Smith before he was Will Smith black, and so I was fucking disappointed, you know. And I think it was kind of racist. Thanks, Lloyd. Thanks. I give you a good C plus.
All right. All right. You weren't black enough. That's the first time I've ever heard that one.
Yes,
I've heard that all my life, so I'll take it.
Okay. So 2 C pluses, 2 B pluses, and 2 A's. I think that still lands you on the high B plus, but you still have your last grader left, which is Insane. A, B, C, D, or F. Boom, crash. What would you grade?
Oh, hi.
Minutes?
Well, White Supremacy Day is July 1st. And I'm going to give him an A because I was giving the extra love. I was lost there for a moment, and then he went into the whole, like, just humor I wasn't expecting as a white, or what you think is a light-skinned man in a dark-skinned neighborhood most of my life. Somebody had to do it. Hey,
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, you did get 3 A's, a couple of C's, and a couple of B's, but overall, you landed in the AB range, which scores you 5 whole points. So y'all give it up for Lloyd Legacy Sharp for getting himself on the board and getting some extra points. And yes, now we have finally come to the end of the show. So thanks so much to you guys for hanging out. This is the shout outs of the show, and this is where we take a moment to shout out those who have had something to do with our journeys and whatever we are journeying in. I'm gonna have to get that together, or traveling in, or you guys know what I'm saying. It's a very important part of the show because it doesn't cost 1 single penny to give people their flowers while they are still here. You guys are going to get 30 seconds on the clock to shout out, point score, meaning tell us your point score because I don't remember. It's been a minute. And the number 3 thing is golden shout out, which goes to one of the people on the panel tonight that made the show for you. Everybody understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm gonna go with you, Jerry, first up, just because I so appreciate you hanging out all this time with us and are not a comedian. So I'm so interested in what you have to say. So 30 seconds on the clock to shout out, point score, and golden shout out. Let's go.
I think I ended up with 8 points. I honestly wasn't keeping score because I didn't think I was really competing. So I think that's what it was. As far as shout outs,
hold on.
first
Hold on. Let's check in with your point score. Joey?
It's 8 plus 5, 13.
13 points. Okay. All right. So you are in the lead. Right. So we're hey, you're first on the board, you're king of the mountain, in the lead with 13. And now go on with your shout outs.
So of course, first, Brenda, shout out to you for inviting me to the show. I appreciate it so much, and the time. Everybody here on the board being willing to put up with somebody who is an outsider. So thank you all so much for that. Matt Timney, aka the Godfather, he's the one that put us in contact together. So, you know, super shout out to him. And then just in general, of course, anybody who follows me on social media, my YouTube followers, Facebook, etc. Everybody's been so supportive of me and my artistic journey. And then the last one, of course, is my beautiful wife. We've been together for 26 years, and I couldn't do any of it without her behind me. So there's my shout out.
That's so sweet. Well, shout out.
I don't see her behind you.
Shout out to yes, please don't yell across my screen. That's just not what we're doing. All right. So shout out to your wife for allowing us the time with you. A lot of wives would have came in and drug you out by your ear. So
yeah.
Shout out to her for that. And shout out to you for having enough courage to come and join us on the show. So, as all new people that come across our stream, we have the ability to ask you 3 bonus questions. Are you ready for yours?
I am.
All right. Number 1. Wait, before I ask those, who gets your golden shout out?
I am going to give my golden shout out to Joey. Yeah, to Joey. He made me laugh. And he seems like a really fun guy. I would like to see him perform.
Hey, very nice, Joey. You've made a friend.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. All right, Jerry. Now your 3 questions. Number 1, did you have fun?
I had a great time. That's why I'm still here. It was a blast.
I noticed that, but I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want to scare you away. So I was like, okay, that's 1 hour. Okay,
I'm going to be real tired tomorrow, but it's worth it.
Well, you know, that's what my mom always said is like, you party hard the night before, you get your butt up and you go do your thing in the morning. So I'm glad that we were a good time for you.
Yeah.
Question number 2. And for you, this one's going to be different because you are a different contestant. Do you think folks at home, regular people, would have fun playing these games with their cast of family, friends, and family?
Absolutely. I have a friend of mine who is obsessed with Cards Against Humanity, and this has a feel of that you could translate into that style of game with adults at home and have a blast.
Yes! Y'all give it up because I've already sunk y'all money into it. All right. Number 3, and always most important to us. Are you ready?
Sure.
Will you come back and play again with us very soon? And tell us more about your comic book because I really want to see this thing fly.
I would love to, assuming that everybody here found me entertaining enough. If I'm not funny, tell me now. But otherwise, if I'm funny enough, I would do it for sure. I don't want to be the weak link in the chain, though.
Well, the thing here is that we've had some people that were way less funnier than you, and they said that they were comedians. So you have beat out at least 20% of the people that have come across our stream. Second of all, clap your hands in the studio if you want to help Jerry Rasco make it to the top with this second.
I do believe in Jerry.
Yes.
Thank you
We
all.
are going to build support. That's what we do. If we don't do anything else, our jokes might not be funny. People might not want to tune in. They might not want to share. We don't care because what we do around here is we support each other's dreams. Everybody has the support of everybody, and we collab and we use our resources in order to make things work. because nobody has all that money, especially not in the next 4 years. So we're going to need to stick together, you creative people.
That's right. That's right.
We are
Amen.
going to
Keep
help
preaching.
each other, okay? So
There you
I
go.
would love for you to come on here as much as possible so that we could just help this ship fly. And I think we could do, even if we got to hold a comedy telethon to help Jerry Rasco get his book to the next level. That's what we will be doing. Are you down, Jerry?
I am down to party. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Stay tuned to the green room because we have some more questions and stuff, but not on air. Next up, we got Trevor Scott Laughs. Hi, Trevor. You have 30 seconds to shout out, point score, and golden shout out.
Yeah, so I need to go to the scorekeeper for point score, please.
Yes, sir. You learned so fast. You better come back.
19.
19. All right, Trevor. That's enough to knock Jerry out of the seat for first place. So y'all give it up for Trevor. Don't get too comfortable. All right, Trevor. Who does your shout outs go to?
Yeah, of course, friends, families, followers, but also the people who kind of have helped me out so far. So we got the owners of Funny Farm Comedy Club in Youngstown, Ohio, Mr. Dave Robich, and then the owner of Crackpots Comedy Club and Fort Wayne Comedy Club in Indiana. That's Mr. Chris Kettler. Both have been instrumental in kind of giving me opportunities, and just good to give them a shout out back. Golden shout out tonight goes to Jerry Rasco. For just being here and sticking it out through the whole time, man. I'm falling asleep, and I normally am not even home yet. So you're here, you're doing it, man. You get a golden shout out from me, brother.
Right on. We love it when connections are made. And Trevor, you will be joining us at Crackpots on August 22nd and the 24th. To play our games and to do our game night at your hometown of Crackpots. I'm sorry, your home club of Crackpots. And I think they're going to be super excited that you're going to come. I think they're really going to love me for this one. So
yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to pack the place out, and it's going to be a good time. Y'all should come on to Ohio for a show. See this live in person, y'all.
Hey, and play our very first Sauced in the City satellite game night out at Crackpots. All right.
Yeah, baby.
All right, so every newbie that comes across our stream gets these 3 questions. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Let's go. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
All right. Y'all give it up for yourselves in the studio. Another newbie.
One of us. One of us.
All right. Question number 2. What was the show anything like the invite that you were sent?
No.
Explain.
I was definitely promised that most of the people on this show were going to be nude, and I'm actually kind of glad I was lied to.
Wait a minute. There is nothing in the invite that said the people would be new.
Hold on. Let me check. Oh, sorry. That one was from my buddy Jeff Epstein. All right, my bad. Let's just move on.
Yeah. That's right. I said we are looking for new people to come and help us to play the game. So what did you think about the games?
I enjoyed them, and like they weren't anything that like I was expecting, which I really, really liked.
Yay! Y'all give it up for Brenda Brown and her creative sauce. All right. Our third question, always most important to us. Are you listening in? You got your ear to the camera? All right, here we go. Will you please come back and join us for another episode?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. I'd be honored to be back just as long as I can bring my book with me.
Oh! I have had more fun on this episode, and I don't think I should say that because I think I say it about every episode, but you guys really have my stomach hurting right now. So stay tuned to the Green Room, Trevor, where all the fun begins. Randy Holton,
Hey.
you are next up. 30 seconds on the clock to shout out, point score, and golden shout out.
I would like to shout out to my Play-Doh because it really makes me and my Play-Doh. Very, very important Play-Doh. Very, very, very important. My point score, I'm number one. I'm number one. I'm number one.
Let's check in. Joey?
That's correct.
All right, Randy. Not enough points to get anywhere, but still a good try because you were on the board. So who gets your golden shout out?
My golden shout out goes to Lloyd Legacy Sharp. Then Jerry, then Trevor, in that order.
You only get one. So Lloyd Legacy Sharp it is. All right. It is always good to see you, Randy. Thank you for yet another episode and for fixing your mic. You are extraordinary. Extraordinary, I tell you. All right. Last question. What do you think of the new guys?
Oh, they were great. You know, they interacted a lot, and yeah, they were good. Very good. It was good.
Right on. All right. Stay tuned to the Green Room. You know how we do it. All right. Insane in my membrane. 30 seconds to shout out, point score, and golden shout out.
I think I have 15 points, which is great for me. I didn't win,
Let's check in. I just had all this stuff in my face. What's up, Joey Lee?
11.
11. Okay. 11 point score speaks, and we take it 15 or 11, still not enough to take over the King of the Mountain. But still a valiant effort for you. This is the most points you've ever scored. And if you have a disagreement, we'll talk about it in the Green Room. But like I said, 11-15, still not enough. However, we appreciate you actually staying up and staying vocal through the whole episode. So y'all give it up for Steven, Mr. Insane over here. He stayed with us. All right. So who does your shout outs go to?
To Jerry, who when we make the movie together and I do the voiceovers, and I'm not kidding. Anyway, Jerry. And then the golden shout out is to Trevor, because I've never seen an albino ginger who survived cancer and harassment and, picking on by his own family and having to be on the show.
Oh, well, I think that's a very good shout out, and we shout you out, Mr. Insane. Thank you for bringing that golden voice back to our stream. And I'm looking forward to your Sauce in the City satellite game night. I am really looking forward to that one to see how that plays out. And you guys in the studio, if you want to play along with Insane, you guys will have to stay tuned to the Green Room and get the info. All right, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, 30 seconds on the clock. Shout out, point score, and golden shout out.
Shout out to everybody that showed up tonight, including everybody who weren't sure if they were going to make it, but made it and toughed it through. I'll take a point check now.
Okay, your point check is Joey Lee.
6.
6. Okay, not enough to take anybody down, but still a good effort. Still a good effort. And that joke that you told will be ringing in my head when you said that's not even, what is it, 3/5 of the vote? Or
February is the calendar equivalent of a 3/5 vote.
there you go. See, I can't tell it like you can. So you guys get your tickets and go out there to see him. He's blowing up, and pretty soon he's going to be out of our reach. He's going to be up there. All right, Lloyd Legacy, what do you think of the new folks?
I think the new folks are emblematic of what we were talking about the last time I was here in the green room, where there's a lot of people that we started with who are no longer around, or at least no longer doing this. And you need players to keep this thing going, as you often reminded us. And this new crop that we have here, just in what I've seen in replays and what I've seen here tonight, we're in good hands. We're in really good hands.
We're in good hands. Shout out to you, my very first $25 giver. Who knew all this way? So congratulations.
I told you it was crazy enough to work.
And you did, and I told you I had enough energy and enough creativity to string this baby out as long as we could. So here we are. Stay tuned to the green room where all the exciting stuff happens. All right, Joey Lee, shout out, point score, golden shout out.
Okay, my shout out goes to Jerry. And also, I spoke yesterday with the guy that not a guy, he's a producer that I'm working on a sizzle reel on, I guess. Is that what they call it? For a sitcom. So we're moving ahead. And I especially enjoyed Jerry because I'm an author as well. And I really enjoyed hearing his perspective from a comic book writer and thinking from an author standpoint. So that was really invigorating discussion. Golden shout out to Trevor. Trevor and I go, way back a year ago. And I know some of the backstory behind his struggles. And he's made a miraculous improvement, and he's going around the country, not just performing, but part of a 6? Remind me, Trevor, 6. The charity you're working with, SAD 6.
Unmute your mic and your voice will follow.
Oh, SAD Team 6.
SAD Team 6. So
yeah,
they're going around not only performing just to make people laugh, but to also get money for that charity. So congratulations and good luck. And if there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Will do. Thank you, brother.
We love it when a plan comes together. And how many points did you have?
1.
Well, that's good. Not enough. Hey, some people didn't have any. So 1 is good. 1 is the loneliest number. Stay tuned to the green room, Joey Lee. All right, Bacon, 30 seconds on the clock. Point score, shout out, golden shout out.
All right, I believe I have 1 point. Yay! Oh no!
Let's check in. Joey Lee?
Yep, that's
wait.
True.
0, baby.
Twinsies. You my boy, Orange. Something.
She said orange. Okay. And your shout outs and golden shout out.
I want to shout out Jerry, like that comic book. I really want it in a paper edition, please. Like I will be hitting you up. Like the whole concept sounds amazing. Trevor, you were hilarious like all night long, and I will be joining you on Ohio. My birthday is the 21st, so I'll be partying the night before and then doing the show the next night. And then my golden shout out is for that card deck telethon you were talking about. So we could get No Breaks Estrada and the Cerebral Speed Bump in their wheelchairs, and we'll have them sitting up there. And the one we'll see is gonna put on his little puppy dog face, and we'll spend all our time waiting
for just that one chance to make the funny happen for you. We're just a little saucy, maybe a little sassy. Don't you wanna spend the night with us? We'll make you laugh. We'll make you love us. But most of all, spend your money on us, please.
That's right. Bacon, as my wing woman on this first 100 pilot deck set, it will be featuring your artwork. So thank you so much for helping us out there. I mean, I just could not even believe the artwork that was coming out of that little brain of yours. And you are way more than a great rack. And we are going to help you figure that out here on this show, because I'm going to show your artwork to everybody who will buy it. Right
Thank
now,
you.
it is on sale for $5 plus shipping and handling, which is about $5. So estimated per deck is $10. And you guys get or may get a Bacon collector's card. Only 10 of them will be made. So you guys will have to buy the decks and cross your fingers and hope for the best. So Bacon, please stay tuned to the green room. Bing. All right, Ralph, last but certainly not least, 30 seconds to shout out, point score, and golden shout out.
Shout out to Alex Brody of Alex Star Productions, New York City and Washington, D.C. for coordinating my first show in Brooklyn, New York. I got a big zero. I got a big zero today, point wise.
No, you got a one. A one.
Oh, did I? Oh, I'm sorry.
A good imitation.
Okay. And the last, I'm going to give my golden shout out to Lloyd Legend. I like picking on him. I like the way he channeled Lenny Kravitz tonight. I enjoyed him as Square.
Thank you. Well, shout out to you, Ralph James, for getting it together and coming back to join us. I actually, I know Alex Starr and not know Alex Starr, but I've definitely done all of his flyers for Philip Page. So shout out to Phil for giving me the chance to, sharpen my editing skills and get that in. And I can't wait to see the flyer with your name on it so I can say, yay, we had him on the show. All right, Ralph, as a returning contestant to the show, I get to ask you once again, what brings you back to the show?
Curiosity. I enjoy you. I like the guest, and I'm really excited about the newbies. It's always very, very interesting.
Oh my God! Did you guys hear the way he said newbies? He's like one episode away, but definitely, I love the vibrato, and a couple more episodes, and we might have to adopt you. That's how we do it around here. All right, and I said last, but that's because I've had him backstage so long because I can't deal with the interruptions. But now it's time to interrupt, Damien. All right, point score, shout out, golden shout out, 30 seconds. Let's go.
Well, shout out to the panel. I got ADD real bad, and when the thing about the comic books was going on, I didn't know if we were doing a comedy game show or we were selling insurance. But that's not your fault. I was not just into it at that point. But got a long way to go to be a comic. But you're because of these platforms that Brenda puts out for us, you have an opportunity to do what you just did, and that is amazing that anyone would do that. And give a shout out to Lloyd Legacy and Trevor. You guys are amazing comedians. That would be the Ebony and Ivory of the next show I would book. That's what I would do, Trevor and Lloyd. For real, Ebony and Ivory. Swear to God, do it. Lock it in. Swear to God, that's a fucking show right there. Okay, and let's give it up for Nikki right here because you know what? I kidnapped the bitch. Say something. Say you're safe.
Are you okay?
Say you're fucking safe. You're safe.
first of all,
She's being
I would
human
like
trafficked
to
out
shout
of our
out
eyes.
to everybody who has dealt with his ass, including myself, because this has been hell. I think I have at best 1 point. I think maybe my impression would have got somewhere.
Let's check in.
Take me back to the truck.
Yeah, they both had 1 point.
Okay, very cool. Not enough, but we
No,
appreciate
don't trust Joey Lee. I have 42 points.
Thank you, Joey. Golden shout out to Gary for being a really good sport. Like, he's been a champ, dude. Because, like, to come into this and this be the first show and him stepping in, like, in my mind, he's just like, what in the entire hell is going on? But he stuck it out, and I think that's really cool. Stepping into some unfamiliar territory. So, heck yeah. You hush. You hush. Ain't nobody talking to you.
Unfamiliar territory. I'm gonna just mute you because he just gonna jump in anyway. Unfamiliar territory. Shout out definitely goes to you, Nikki, for putting up with Damien. We'll see how this turns out. We love him, but Lord have mercy. I bet you he's 10 beers in. And just blink or put your finger on your nose if that is correct. Okay. So, but shout out to you for being able to put up with him. And we will be looking forward to sober Damien in the future. And you just make sure you hit up my inbox in case you need help. And with that being said, everybody, we are out of here. I want to give a quick shout out to everybody in the studio. You guys are what makes my dreams happen. If it weren't for you guys, there would be nothing for me to do because I'm not funny and I don't tell jokes. So you guys give yourselves a round of applause just for being like awesome-tastic. And let's shout out to everybody who's tuning in. I'm only going to get a few names in because it's late. But Tony Klein, Zach No Breaks Extrada, let's see, Kyle Yankowski, Mr. Yam, Nacho Bryan is out there. Thank you, Nacho Bryan. You're so supportive. We love you. David Green, who is tuning in from work. Don't get in trouble. We love you. Michelle Laird. And Stephen Laird. Are all out there, or as I like to call them, Crackhead Cindy and Stoner Dude. So they were out there tuning in. And everybody else who is tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond, my name is Brenda Brown, a.k.a. The Chocolate Child. And I usually wouldn't end the show like this, but I'm going to do it this time because it is late. But we have had a great time. Like, clap it up for yourselves. This was some funny crap. So we are out of here and we will see y'all next time, which is on when, everybody? Wednesday, June 4th. And I almost did this. Here we go. Oh no, that wasn't it. My fault. But he's so cute. They are so cute together. Dickie and Nikki. That's a story we'll tell later. All right, definitely Sauced in the City Late Night Comedy Collector card and game deck coming to you just in time for Christmas, which is June 24th. So you have 6 whole months to do it because you know shipping ain't what it used to be. And let's face it, y'all are going to need something. So make sure that you comment below or DM me for this cutting edge new game because we are working so hard to be the best new game of 2025. And we can only do that with y'all's help. So there you have it. Sauced in the City Late Night Comedy Card Game. Game launch is on June 24th, which is also my birthday. And don't worry. If you buy a deck and you have no friends, these Sauced in the City satellite game nights are now being created so you can make a friend. We're out of here.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.
You know what? I know, I know, I know, I know.